I am all powers.
Hello. We are live, I assume.
We are live.
Hello, my name is Mike. How's everyone doing?
Hello, Mike.
Hello,
My
Mike.
name is Matt.
Do you have a cold?
Yes.
He's just become a Chad.
My jawline has become even more defined. My muscles are bulging, and I'm ready to go.
Can you feel my heart?
Yep, I'm
balls.
Mike. Today we are doing something a bit different. We are going to be playing Soulbound. Ooh.
Yay!
Just for this week, because we can, and we're also we've got 6 of us today. Ooh,
Including you.
not including me.
Oh no, not including you. Oh damn.
Yeah.
7.
We've grown.
Ooh.
Why you've grown?
We're bulking.
Yeah.
I am.
Cool, but I think, lest me having 0 practice doing these intros, we're just going to get going.
Cool.
Okay.
I got the Warhammer wiki up.
Yeah, so you can cheat. Steal it.
I'm joking. It's got
Okay,
my
cool, right.
mega mind, obviously, of Warhammer knowledge.
Okay, let us begin. We start tonight's adventure with a question. What are the Soulbound? Some are mighty heroes who ascend to seek valor and glories to honor their gods. Others might be stoic protectors or guardians, defending their people and lands from the forces of destruction, death, chaos, and even order. And then there are those who become soulbound for nefarious purposes and a means to an end. To be soulbound is to rise above those around you and to be chosen by your god to be an instrument of their divine purpose. To be soulbound is as much a sacrifice as it is a gift. To the daughters of Cain, becoming soulbound means a life of exile and being mistrusted by most of your sisters. To the Sylvaneth, to be soulbound is a solemn and terrible burden. You cut yourself off from the telepathic songs of your own people and lose the ability to become one with the forest at the time of your death. For whatever reasons that only you know, most of you ended up being chosen by your god to be their champion, their soulbound. Whilst usually in the service of your god, in times of great need, the gods must release some of their champions to band together and confront a greater threat. This is never done lightly and will forever change the lives of those involved. When a group comes together, they are binded by the very gods themselves, linking their souls until the rest of their days. About a week ago, most of you felt a burning sensation somewhere on your body. Upon inspection, you noticed a twin-tailed comet imprinted onto you, the mark of the god king Sigmar himself. This is the sign of your calling away from your normal life, proof that a binding has taken place. Many of you, in fact most of you, do not know who you've been bound to, but all know what the soulbound are. Shortly after this experience, those who received the mark became in possession of a missive, addressed from one Lord Castellan Savron Highflood of the Hammers of Sigmar. The letters have asked you to report to the Perspicarium in Hammerhall on Comet's Day on the 2nd month of the year, also known as Shiverblight. Today is that day. The city of Hammerhall, also known as the Twin-Tailed City, is a beacon of light amid the darkness of the mortal realms. Oh, hold on, I'm going to change a thing. Whoop. It is a great city built around the enormous Storm Rift Realm Gate which towers high up in the sky. However, towering even above the Realm Gate is the Stormhold, the Perspicarium, built atop a high pillar of rock that looms over the Storm Rift Realm Gate to the heart of Hammerhall Akshi. From this perch it watches over the city, the lands beyond, and war hosts march from it every day. On the other side of the Realm Gate is the city of Hammerhall Gyra. It lies in the lush and vibrant realm of Gyran, which is abundant of life and home to endless jungles. On this side stretches the flame-scorched realm of Akshi, a mountainous, broken, and craggy wasteland as far as the eye can see. It was here that the Hammer Laksha was built, and it is here where your adventure begins. We start our story in the city during the oppressive heat of the blistering midday sun. The mighty Storm Rift Gate hums, as it often does, and two figures, currently silhouetted by the magic, pass through into Hammer Laksha. Richard, do you want to introduce your character, please?
So, basically, just like a giant tree guy.
Nice.
Nice.
Has a longbow and a great sword, kind of about, I think, was it 12 feet tall? It might be even bigger than that. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, it's about 12 feet tall, 2,000 pounds. With a very large longbow and sword and quiver and such. Has a little owl in his hair. Well, not hair, just sort of branches that go out. Bit almost sort of deerish.
Mm-hmm. And next to you, slightly smaller, is Alex, if you would like to introduce himself.
I will be playing Rumen, a Grimwrath berserker from Lofnir for Slayer Lodge. A very competitive warrior seeks to bring the burning wrath of Grimnir to his foes. He has completed numerous trials and challenges throughout the years, becoming a legend in this lodge. Something that caught the attention of a god, perhaps.
Alex, I can tell you spent great time writing that one. So, you both know you've been given this missive. You can see the Perspicarium high above you. And oddly, your name's Branch?
Brink.
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 You
No,
notice...
Brink. Brink.
Brink.
Brink. I'm not doing that.
Brink.
Brink.
It's
If you want to put the name in the
You're
chat,
trolling me, Rich.
Perhaps we
Brink.
should rename it.
Brink is, you noticed that you, when you were in Hammer or Gyra, you could hear all the noises of the kind of Sylvaneth. It's like a song, quite beautiful. But the second you step through the portal, it stopped, and you can hear something really, really far away in various directions, but it's not as vibrant or as full on.
Oh, I was enjoying that.
Alex ignores you. Rumen ignores you. So you can go up to. So you have this missive. You know you're heading to the Perspicarium. You're welcome to just carry on going that way if you want to, or you can chat, or as you kind of go.
So,
Yes, so
how are things?
things have been fine lately. How have things been used since that thing that happened?
Oh, not too bad. Some
Oh.
forest fires. Those weren't very fun. But overall, it has been okay. I've kept warm.
Well, of course you'll keep warm. There was a forest fire.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad you've been okay since the event.
Okay. As you carry on winding up the road, and I imagine Branch basically just speaks the whole time because he speaks very slowly. You approach the Perspicarium. It's basically like a city within a city. It's known as kind of a host, a storm host, basically, it's kind of storm fort. And it's almost like a kind of giant cathedral with kind of great golden buttresses around the edge and around it as well. I mean, a lot like the city itself, kind of surrounded by these moats of fire created by these kind of magmatic rifts and rerouting kind of natural channels of lava that are kind of used for industry, but also for natural defense. So you continue to kind of arc your way up to what, is this kind of huge gate. To the left of it is a kind of a few tents kind of thing where there's a few people and some guards, and effectively kind of looks like a place you go to if you're trying to get in and you don't necessarily have clear business, or a Stormcast Eternal itself. And as you get near the near these people, you spot a little queue to speak to a clerk. The clerk is a person. It's a person. There's kind of two Stormcast Eternals, these kind of giant armored-clad warriors. They're kind of mostly in gold with blue trim in some of them. You recognize them as kind of the Hammers of Sigmar, which is kind of they kind of come from this place. And there's a kind of a bureaucrat effectively sat at this desk, and in front of you, as you kind of queue up, missive in hand, perhaps, to let them know you're here. There's a person in front of you, a human. Looks like they're having a conversation with the clerk. Mike, do you want to describe your character?
Yes. Before you see Edric Chaosbane. He stands about 5'10", 5'10" inches tall. His presence is commanding and resolute. His hair is a wispy white, often seen flowing freely or tied back for battle. His eyes have a piercing greyish-blue gaze to them. They seem to hold the very storms he was born under. He's clad in ornate armor, his head adorned with sigils and symbols of Sigmar, and he carries a warhammer that radiates kind of celestial energy. His head is underneath his undercut. His head is etched with kind of glowing runes as well that symbolize his chosen nature of Sigmar. So, clerk, where is the person responsible for giving me this missive?
Well, maybe if you'll pass it here, I could have a look.
Sigmar will judge you for being so tardy with your time.
Respectfully, I've been dealing with Sigmar longer than you've been alive.
Sigmar gives his power to those who serve him well, not for a long time.
Well, I have done both, I would like to think.
Very well,
Anyhow.
very well. I will judge that myself.
He opens the missive and he sees the name Lord Castellan Savron Highflood. Kind of looks up at you. Well, it looks right to me. Lord Castellan has been here for a couple of days now. I presume this is why. Please see yourself through. Although, and he kind of looks kind of just behind you and sees like two people who would very not normally be there, and spots French and Ruben.
I see that two more people are here unexpectedly.
Perhaps.
Who are you? Tree creature and whoever else you are.
Dwarf, thank you. But
Oh yes, that's what they call you these days.
I think I called something different here.
Warden.
Dwarden. Dwarden, but you can call me a dwarf. That's easier to remember.
Very well, very well. I will make sure of that. How do you like to be tossed? Yes or no?
I don't like being tossed.
Oh my.
I'm very forward, as you can tell.
I think being tossed could be quite fun.
No, no, not after us. No.
Could you toss me?
Hey, listen. I better figure like you sweating bullets in here. It's the realm of fire and all that.
Well,
Do you not feel like you might set fire a little bit?
I mean, I'll try not to.
Can we just agree no tossing for now?
Right.
Excuse me, are you quite okay over there talking about tossing each other? I've got a job to do.
Yes.
Sorry. Would
We
you
have-
like to be tossed?
Are there any other people willing to be tossed in this
Finch,
room?
Finch, stop offering to toss people. You know what happened the last time?
Now, before
I like these two.
Well, it sounds like you might have to spend a bit more time with them. Do you two have something else as well you should give me? You kind of.
Yes, here's the missive we've received. Please explain.
Well, I was aware there'd be some unusual travelers coming. And bound for the Lord Castellan, no doubt more bloody soulbound, right? Well, why don't you go him through? Zavros, one of the Stormcast, stands to attention. See them through, would you? Lord Castellan.
Oh, I want to be like him when I grow up.
I do not think you do. Stormcast Eternal is a mighty burden.
Anything for Sigma.
Well, hold on to that further. So, you want to follow? You want to follow him through?
Yeah, follow behind.
Sure.
Come on,
Okay.
friends.
Fantastic. So you kind of start making your way towards the gate, and as you're walking through, we're going to move slightly into the Perspicarium. As we kind of pan in there, you kind of notice, well, nobody notices because it's kind of the narrator, but there's kind of thoroughfares lined with statues, towers connect the various areas of the Stormkeep. Within are kind of domed arenas, using magics derived from the Gladiatorium, where Stormcasts drill relentlessly. And there's also forges, workshops that kind of aid in the construction of prefabricated structures for the Dawnbringer Crusades. Within one such area, there's a small court, and there are a number of Stormcasts there training. One such battle going on, there's a Stormcast in brilliant armor who's just bested two Liberators who are kind of lying dusty on the floor. Do you want to describe yourself, Zach?
Okay. Jeering on, you see this 8'2" tall Stormcast Eternal in a startlingly beautiful set of golden sigmarite with a red trim. Unlike some of the other Stormcast here, his head is permanently hidden beneath his helmet, which bears a screaming face. He clutches a warblade in one hand and a shield in the other, and he is just and he just kind of screams, "Is there anyone else? You perhaps?"
Yeah,
And points his blades towards someone.
Ugh.
yeah.
I am somebody else.
No, not you.
Oh, come on, mate. We're not good enough for him. He's just going to destroy us again. And the other guy kind of turns. He's a filthy seraph. Oh, Christ, what's the name of your...
Crimson Seraphs.
He's a Crimson Seraph. We don't want anything to do with him anyway. Yeah, a bunch of weirdos.
What's wrong with the Crimson Seraph? What's going on with that?
So, you guys are not quite there at the moment. You're kind of
Oh, sorry.
you're coming through.
Right.
But you can pick that up with them. And you notice the two Liberators kind of like don't want to fight with him anymore. They don't see it as kind of a fair fight, perhaps, as a kind of, a waste of their time. And as they kind of walk away, you kind of notice behind their shoulders 3 figures moving towards, being followed by a Stormcast. being led into a building.
I take it as a sign of this is what I'm here for, and I'm going to try and follow closely.
Yep, sure. Yeah, you know, you know why you're here, and it would seem reasonable that they fit the description that you were previously that was handed to you from the Lord Commander of the Crimson Seraphs.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to them then.
Yeah. So as you hurry over to the group, we're going to again turn to a small room, kind of nestled within the Pacificarian itself. It's quite ornate. Reliefs of Stormcast conquests, kind of decorating the wall. Within the room are a number of marble benches. And in that room, at the moment, there are two people, both currently keeping to themselves at basically opposite sides of the room. On one side, a kind of hunkered Dwarden in a metal suit of armor, seemingly cleaning what looks like kind of aetheric devices. And on the other side is a slight elf with pale skin who is looking into what looks like a chalice. The lanterns around her, the elf, flicker as she kind of looks into it. Do you both want to describe your characters? Maybe starting with whoever?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah. Go on.
Let me get my character sheet up 1 second.
Start.
Okay, I am Fristra Bloodseeker. Fristra is the name. Seeking blood is the game. I am. I am like a pale elf and with elfy ears, with silvery grey long hair, a nice golden crown on my head, and like some armor that doesn't look like it does a lot. And
It's like
and
Korean JRPG armor.
Yeah.
and then underneath that is like a red robe that's got like all gross and bloodstained and tattered, and then in my hand I have a golden chalice which is full with blood.
Blood for drinking.
Yeah,
Blood for the blood god, perhaps.
and I'm a hag priestess.
Heresy.
What did you just say?
Better not be blood for the blood god here.
And George, do you want to introduce yours?
Yes, the character is called Calgar Forgerson. I am a Cadron Overlord, a Durden, or Dwarden, sorry. I'm a young Cadron Overlord, only 26 years old, and I have ambitions of creating great vehicles and ships that I can call my own and engineer my way up to being a great sharpshooter and have a big arsenal behind me. Take great pride in the armor that I have created and found along the way. And I am proudly of Barak Nar, the biggest and best of the Cadron Sky Fleet.
Cool, brilliant. So you're both sat at either side of the room. I mean, elves of your persuasion and dwarves of yours probably don't make immediate friends. But you're probably wondering why. You know, you've already been brought through. You have the missive, and I suppose you kind of would assume you're there for each other somewhat. But maybe a little suspicious or maybe not. You can choose to interact or just wait out.
Are we sitting down?
You are both kind of different sides of the room.
Okay, I stand up and walk over, but on my way I'm gonna trip and spill some blood on you. That was my blood dog.
Accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally.
Oops.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah,
I've
sorry.
just cleaned these.
It was an accident.
Yeah, well, what? Why have you come over here? Look, I've got this mark thing, and I don't know what's happening. I'm trying to get ready for a possible quest. Who are you?
I'm Fristra. I just like my blood jealous. You don't need to know anything else about me.
Okay, well, why have you come over then? You're not a part of this group that's coming together, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you. My name is Calgar.
Does that mean we're gonna be a team? Do you want some more blood?
Well, I've heard of the Soulbounds before, but I don't think I need blood at the moment. I guess we'll have to wait and see if anyone else has this call.
I'm gonna sit down, like, really close next to you.
I will
And just be
pretend
quiet.
that I will pretend that that she's not there and just continue pressing all my gear.
Classic dwarf.
Do a will save.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So after a moment of you kind of awkwardly sitting there repairing your weapons, and Tharistra kind of awkwardly looking at you and trying to, I don't know, see what you're doing. The door opens, and a member of the Stormcast Eternal comes first, clad in the colours of the Sigmar, and then brings in Brunch, Rumen, and Edric.
Brink.
I say, my friends, like the links of a chain, we are bound together in purpose and spirit. So we should do well to fight together.
Someone bound themselves to me once.
Brunch, stop.
Was it one of those wood elves? Eco hippies?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure they realised that I was a Kernoff. Bit shocked when I woke up.
When we say colonel, are we talking about military or are we talking about popcorn?
I don't remember
Do we
saying
have
Kernoff.
popcorn here?
He's a Kerner.
I am a Kernoff.
Oh, colonel.
Kernoff.
I don't know how you misheard him. He talked so slowly.
My brain works
Yes.
very quickly. It's like a million lifetimes waiting for him to finish.
When I speak with my own kind, of course, it's much faster, but I typically have to slow it down for other races. At least
Well, you can speed it up a little bit for us, the rest of us. Anyway, are you a worshipper of Sigmar? I assume so. You got the mark.
I do, and kind of lifts down. You see, like in the it's kind of like in like a tree knot.
Did someone put that on you, or did you do it yourself?
I'm not sure. It might have always been there. Someone pointed it out to me, and well, not quite sure how long it's been there, so didn't want to take any risks.
What about you, dwarf? Where did you get your symbol?
I'm not sure. It simply appeared. However, I'd hardly call myself a Sigmar worshipper.
Well, you might have to start praying if you want to survive.
I only need to pray to Grimnir.
We will talk about this later. I walk further into the room. So, friends, we got some more acquaintances. The rest of you, You're all Sigmar worshippers? Where's your marks?
Yeah, it's here.
Drinking blood, eh?
Yeah, do you want some?
No, thank you. It is unholy. Have
Maybe
you
for
tried,
you.
Have you tried to quit?
He's got a helpline ready.
I give her a business card.
Do you have a mark? Do you have a
You
mark?
need Sigmar.
I like
Blood
lift up
Drinkers
my
Anonymous.
top and it's just on my belly.
As long as the rest of your tattoos. Do you have tattoos?
Yeah, my mum gave me this.
What's the mark of Sigmar?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Why? Too much blood, I assume. Fair
He
enough.
just likes tattoos.
And we got another dwarf.
Oh no, okay. Well, at least we've got one dwarf here. On the goddamn tree. Okay.
No, you and the other one will get along. Was it?
Well, yes, of course we will, because we are of true blood, of our great ancestors.
Can everyone put their name?
Tried-
Can everyone put their names in the chat just so I
That
know?
would be, yeah. No. I can.
Could I put
Maybe
mine
with a
in?
pronunciation guide as well. Brent.
Drink.
Rick. Cool. So as you're introducing yourself, suddenly the door opens again, and this time walks through Stormcast Eternal. This is Pelagos.
Yes. Oh.
Oh, he's got a Stormcast with us. I'm fangirling.
Fangirling. I'm not familiar with this phrase.
Yes, well, maybe you should live a little, bud. How is life as a Stormcast Eternal being?
Well, it was fun. And now I have to deal with you. So...
Oh, it's okay. We'll all be much better off for my assistance, I'm sure.
You hear coming from the corridor, number of feet, likely Stormcast. Suddenly the door comes through, and this kind of imposing figure, garbed in a mixture of mainly blue armor, kind of brilliant ivory pauldrons and sashes, carries with him kind of a large halberd and a lantern, curios and various things like hourglasses around his body. He lifts his hands up. Heroes, welcome to the Perspicarium, mightiest of all Stormkeets this side of mighty Azer itself. Ha! And he goes over and slaps the shoulder of Edric, just the first person who's closest to him.
Ow!
Looks
I mean-
intently in your eyes.
I mean, not ow. Yes.
Sigmar blesses us this day that he sends his worthiest and most enduring champions at this time of need.
And
He
most
left.
available.
He just completely ignores you. And then he kind of looks to the gathering as well. I am Lord Castellan Savron Highflood, and it is I that have been sent on behalf of the God King himself to ensure you are clear on the most important duty of your life. This is how you spell his character. Come, walk with me.
Yes,
And
let's
you can-
walk.
He kind of
I
beckons you
didn't-
all out of the weighing room.
I didn't get much of a chance to sit down, and now I'm walking again.
I assumed your suit had an inbuilt seat or something.
No.
So he's
I
he's,
would-
he's he's marching off a little bit ahead, so you can chat for a moment as he kind of takes you out to outside to the where you just came, which is kind of, I guess, like a series of corridors, kind of outside slightly around the edges of buildings.
As you're walking, you notice out of Edric's bag with all his. Try to turn my fire down. Out of his bag pokes a little griffhound. That is bottom half Chihuahua, top half Griffin.
Oh my god, I love
Beagle,
him.
I guess.
Ah, so cute!
Where did you...
This is Bubs. I throw him some raw meat and just wolfs it down.
Curious.
Does he chase birds?
Oh no.
Cats mostly. And bats.
Okay.
But
So he'll
depends how
leave-
hungry he is.
As long as he leaves Otto alone.
How did you...
Oh, you
come
have
across-
a bird?
He like reaches up into the branch, his branch is above his head, and like on one finger pulls down, like perched on it, just a little owl.
Bubs licks his lips.
Hmm. Found him in one of the forest fires, and well, it would be nice to find him a partner, but until then, he's fine to stay here. And he just like puts him back up into the branches.
Oh, well, I will keep Bubs away, I promise. On Sigmar's good name.
Hmm.
So
You. Oh, sorry.
how dare you talk? Let's move on a bit. There'll be more time. Plenty more.
Yeah.
So you move out back into the outside space, and High Flood turns around to you. Whatever you have within you, Sigmar himself specifically persuaded your benefactors that this mission was worthy of your presence. In doing so, he has bound all your fates together. Forever. Ha! You should all
Wait, what?
Oh, brilliant.
You should all be familiar with how bindings work. Unmistakable pull to one another.
You should consider it a great honor. Sigma has blessed you this day.
Right, so Pelagos.
Sigma.
That's his shoulder.
I've not been bound before.
Yeah,
I've heard
see
people get quite into it.
There we go.
Stop.
That sounds like an unholy obsession you have.
He pulls out a lantern. The lantern that he has in it, it shines with this kind of almost like slightly, I don't know, chilly white kind of cool glow. And you notice these like wisps that, you know, before you can see anything, are kind of flowing between all of you, and they're kind of leading into where your kind of twin-tailed comet scars are.
Except me.
Yes, except Pelagos. That's absolutely right. Pelagos is the only one.
You don't have a soul.
No, mine is already bound to Sigma. It does not find its place within your grouping.
Well, that sounds very rude. Very well.
Do not question the God King's might. Who are you?
I am but his favored chosen.
Ah,
Well, soon to be favored chosen.
have you ever drunk mead with the God King?
No.
Well, when you have, give me a call.
Oh, I have. I've drunk mead with the God King.
You've drunk mead with which
Yeah.
God King?
Well,
You seem a devotee of Cain.
No. The same one that he was talking about.
Well, I have drunk mead with Grimnir, and that's pretty cool.
well, I don't see how you can do that. Grimnir's been dead for hundreds of years.
Well, no, he's not. He's not dead, okay? He's alive. He's just
Well,
out there.
I can see his blood on your skin. And he points to
Well,
the runes on him.
But he's alive in spirit, just like your God King.
I will forgive this transgression. The God King is quite alive and well, I can promise you that.
I've seen him just like a few weeks ago.
Alas, Sigmar has commanded that you travel to the city of Brightspear to track down an artifact that has recently resurfaced, a mighty stone known as the Storm Reach. The artifact was lost to the forces of Order many, many years ago at the end of the Age of Myth. That was until recently, when the God King sensed it in the realm of fire, actually at the city of Brightspear, to the west of here. He kind of carries on walking a bit and carries on talking. Seems Sinch, the High Lord of Ravens, has got a bit clumsy in his pursuit to retake the city of Brightspear, and has overshown his hand.
Followers of chaos.
Indeed, they should all be purged of the righteous fury of the God King's soldiers. The God King's vision, though, was not able to penetrate where the stone is. His sight is lost in the malignant fog of which Sinch placed over the city and the surrounding areas. I fear the best way to uncover the stone's exact location is to dive into the belly of the beast that plagues the city and then confront the children of the Dark God itself. Though I cannot go into detail, it's critical you keep this mission to yourselves, do you understand? Many malign forces would seek to hold the Storm Reach's power. It's critical you don't give anyone any sense of what you're after. Not servants of chaos, wardens of death, brutes of destruction, and almost more than any of them, Order folk. You, Pelagos, he kind of points him, pushes him forward a bit. This is Knight Questor Pelagos of the Crimson Seraphs. It is his quest, bestowed upon him by Sigmar himself, to keep you all alive. This is a duty he has sworn on Sigmar himself, and he will be responsible for briefing in progress and reports on what's been going on. He will be my eyes and ears.
Very well.
Turns on the spot again and kind of continues to go. A few more points if you'd have my time. and then you will have time for questions, but I must depart rather swiftly. There will be opportunity future. When you arrive at Brightspear, look for the Lord Arcanum of Brightspear, Salonia Gravewing. Put that in the chat.
Thank you.
She will be aware of your coming, but not the mission. She has been instructed to support you all. I have no doubt she will seek to take advantage of a group of soulbound in her city. You may find her a worthwhile ally. She'll be hard to miss. Look for the Spear of Heaven, the highest peak of the city. To get there,
Sorry.
report to Yes.
Did you say that she did know of our mission, or did not?
She knows of your coming, but not of the mission. She knows a group of soulbound will be in her city. On business she is not aware of, but she has a number of problems in her city and will probably try and use your unique talents.
Very well.
To get there, got, again, tree folk.
Are we to do what she asks?
That is your choice. You might find it useful to find the
Purge her in
stone.
the name of Sigma.
Well, she is a follower of Sigmar, I can assure you, of the highest levels of devotion.
Very well.
A worthy sacrifice.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
What was that?
Must have been the wind. Funny how the wind goes through some of these knots. Sounds like talking.
Anyway.
Well, that's very unsettling.
Might want to get that looked at.
I want you all to report to Captain Brockersdotter of the Carriage and Overlords immediately aboard her airship, Grungni's Face.
Oh, she's definitely a dwarf.
Sorry, what was the name?
Brockersdotter.
Rocket's daughter.
Alright,
So
Matt is doing that, yeah. I love it. I love it.
Rocket's
This is the only name so far that I haven't made up. Well, I've just only Raven.
That is beautiful. I love it.
So as she does that, you kind of reach a part of the alcove where you can kind of see over the city, the whole of the city from kind of outside of it. There's like a kind of, arches that look out, and you can see, the whole of Hammer Hall in front of you. And he kind of points out this kind of vast collection of sky vessels that seem to be collecting around a part of the city. And he goes, the Grand Conclave of Hammerfall Action, led by the Lioness of the Parcher herself, Talia Vedra, has determined it's about time for some more supplies to be sent west. You will accompany the fleet. I hope you like flying. That will take you to Brightspear.
I've never flown before.
Well, my dear fellow, it's quite a bumpy ride. Carriage and Overlord ironclads are not known for their comfort at the best of times.
That's okay, I'll hold your hand. I've flown loads of times.
Still not as graceful as riding lightning.
Indeed.
Why can't we all just do that then?
Sigmar's lightning is only for Sigmar's chosen.
I am Sigma's chosen. Weren't we all? Alright, we'll take it. We'll take the bus. It's fine.
I'm not a fan of lightning. It's killed most people that I know.
You're a very dour chap, aren't you?
It doesn't get any better than this.
Most people. That's a lot of lightning.
That is a
Well,
lot of lightning.
It only takes one strike, and suddenly, poof, it's all on fire.
Right, well, why don't you go to the realm of bubbles and just chill out there then, if you don't like being dangerous?
Hey, leave the tree man alone.
Alright, sorry.
Anyway, to get to the Sky Docks, you're going to travel through the Cinderfall district to the northwest. It should be a fairly easy straight run from here to the docks. Pass her this, Brocker, this. This should satisfy her curiosity at the six of you barging on her ship. And
What is
finally,
it?
one more thing before I go. I will travel to Brightspear in a few weeks to check on your progress. And Pelagos will be my representative in my stead. May Galmaraz light your path. and he just like saunters off. Like he's such like it's almost like a Flash Gordon style, just like flip of the cloak and he's off. And he leaves you alone for a moment.
So we're expected to find this artifact without asking anyone about it for
Or letting
danger of
anyone know.
revealing our mission.
Cunning
And
might
all
not
we
be
know
yours.
is it might be somewhere around there.
It does seem rather illogical now that we say it out loud.
Don't know what it does. We don't know.
Sigmar's hand will guide us. We will
Oh god.
arrive in the city and we will pray to Sigmar for more assistance.
Oh.
Sigma helps those who help themselves, priest. We must take a proactive role. Praying and ritual will serve us nowhere.
So we must endure challenges then.
Indeed.
Very well.
Fine.
Cool.
True strength lies not in the might of one's arm, but in the resolve of one's heart.
God, you're gonna have to deal with this all the time. Okay, cool. So, I mean, you can just head there. Like, I'm not gonna make a big deal about that. So basically, you're gonna head through the city. I'm not really gonna describe it much, because that's not the focus of this.
Let's go, travel montage.
We're gonna need a montage.
Yeah.
I would walk 500 miles.
You steel yourself against the heat and begin to make your way kind of through into the Cinderfall district. You leave the Perspicarium, head down the steps, go past the realm gate and into the city. I mean, the city is huge, right? It's absolutely ginormous. It's heaving with industry and commerce. The parts you're going through are particularly, maybe more than others, covered in ash and steam from the smoke that billows from tall chimneys that command the skyline. Despite this, is rich and enthusiastic traders from both sides of the realm gate. You see Sylvaneth, you see humans, and you see some creatures you don't see much or often. You see a creature known as a Seraphon, a lizard, a little skink, kind of selling some strange wares, and various other groups of people. So there is an option here if anyone had anything particularly wanted to buy in the shop. To do so, you can no doubt find vendors of all kind of basic varieties, but there's no pressure to. You should be reasonably well equipped to deal with the challenges that might face you in these early steps.
There is nothing I would rather have more than the items I am used to.
Great.
Anyone?
I possess Aqua Garanus.
You should all.
Just checking, is Aqua Garanus just for healing, or is that the currency?
It's both. It's both. So it's the currency. But like, I mean, to be honest, across the mortal realms, bartering is more common.
280
Aqua Garanus is like our gold standard, right? It's like, it's just for the sake of rules. It's what you kind of compare things against, like in terms of value. But you know, things will be worth more or less in certain places. So Aqua Garanus comes from Gyran. It's basically the lifeblood of the realm. So you know, you would find a fair amount in this city, which is close to Gyran.
I don't know how much money I got.
So it should be in your, if you've not,
What's in your equipment?
if not, it'll be in your archetype in the rulebook. Or
Yes.
check the custom sheet
Yes,
or whatever.
it's not in my equipment.
So warrior priests start off with.
You should have.
What's the page? That's very helpful.
It doesn't say on the currency bit of the pre-mades.
No.
It's in the bottom left, gear and currency.
Yeah, it
you
doesn't
start
say.
off with
160 drops.
160 drops for a Excelsior warrior, war priest.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, cool. So I mean, you keep on going through. Don't need to stop. But you know, it's a fantastic city, and many of you have been here before, and no doubt it would be somewhere that you would want to maybe come again. So you after a while, after a couple hours, maybe you kind of acquaint yourself to each other, keep to yourselves, reflect on what was said and what might come. And you approach, you kind of see the giant vessels kind of quite high up before you get there. The sky docks. 6 tall towers of smooth cut dark stone that reach up to the sky. Countless spiral walkways and swaying bridges link the towers to each other and to numerous loading platforms. Between this dizzying forest of stone and wood, you catch the staggering sight of the anchored carriage and fleet. Over a few dozen carriage and airships, from swift cruisers to colossal frigates, hang over your heads. The atmosphere buzzes with the excited sound of countless shouting voices and armoured boots clanging off the decks as the crews of rowdy Dwarden go about loading the ships. The skydocks are really a kind of quite an overwhelming experience to those not used to such levels of hectic activity.
Ah!
Exactly. It's
I'm used to the forest.
There's a Dwarden like carrying a big tray of stuff and just kind of bumps into maybe one of you and goes, "Hey, watch where you're going."
Hey, watch where you're going.
But but generally speaking, other than that one, apparently the Dwarden are fairly well organised. So and there's like dock criers standing atop stacked crates delivering commands. You even notice some Stormcast Knights Venator mixed along with the Dwarden and other protectors assigned to different ships.
I turn to Thistra and say, "Does your goblet have infinite blood, or do you just carry it in your bag?" Thistra?
Joanne?
Hello.
Your blood, does it run out?
Nope.
Are you like always thirsty, or you've been drinking it a lot? That's all.
No, I don't drink it.
Oh, sorry.
I was just joking earlier. I just hold it.
Just swill it
Oh,
and
okay.
spit it back in.
Oh, it's like a tasting thing. Okay, I get it.
You mentioned Knights Venator.
Mm.
Would I know why they're with these Dwarden, or...
I mean, it's mostly protection. I think you'd know, So Dawnbringer Crusades are something you would know. Most of you would be aware of. They're these kind of great crusades that go out and they're basically colonizing new areas of land for Sigmar and cities and etc. And a lot of these crusades would have a number of Stormcasts with them. And if you're sending airships with lots of supplies, you'd probably also want to equip them with your best defenders. I mean, it is curious why there's particularly senior Stormcast around, but
I was more
ultimately it's not
concerned.
unusual.
I was more concerned with the fact that they're specifically Knights Venator, which I believe... Are they the stealthy ones, or are they the archery ones?
That's a good question, Venator. They're the flying ones.
Ah.
I mean, it makes sense, right? If you got airships, you'd have them flying alongside, right? So we're going to do our first test here. So you've arrived at this airship. None of you know where the Grungy's face is. So does anyone want to try and think of an idea of how they might try and find this airship?
I'll pray to Sigma.
I mean, you can try it. Let's give it a go. So
That's your solution to everything.
yeah.
Sigma, show us where the airship is, please.
So Mike, can you do a so you can do a skill test.
Yeah.
You can do a soul devotion test for me, please. And I'm going to give you a difficulty and complexity of. Hold on, let me get my chart up. I mean, I think it would be. Let's say. Level properties as well. So. How many dice roll do you have on it? Let's say a 4-2, 4-3. Let's go 4-3.
4-3.
I might have wildly. Actually, how many have you got? So you got 4. So no, actually that's 6. Let's go 3. Let's go 4-2.
So do I put on the target DN 3?
Yes. Yes.
Devotion bonus. I don't think I have.
So you won't have any specifically for that, no?
Yeah.
So cool. You got all of them, all successes. Cool. So you
Dear
sit there
Sigma.
and you pray to Sigmar. You maybe hold some kind of holy icon or something to you.
Yes, I pull out my hammer and use it as a compass to guide me.
Yep, and you seem to tug on something. And it
Why are
kind
you
of
bothering to do that, Adric? Come on. I'm literally a Cadron Overlord. Are you that blind?
It
I
is
can
working.
take you to these places through these great sky vessels.
Ah, but is it not working?
I work on these ships for my job. I am I fly around, I help, I maintain these ships.
Why
Why
did
don't
you-
you trust me?
Why didn't you say something before you started doing this stupid
Well, I
praise?
was just
I've been praying
listening
for
to amateurs here.
I've been praying for 7 minutes.
You didn't say a word,
I have put a lot of effort into this prayer, and
and you've ruined it.
So, I
I'm,
mean-
I'm losing it. I'm
So
losing it.
Calgar, if you want to make a test, you can. I mean, frankly, you probably know this layout quite well, because you've kind of been in and around here. I mean, maybe do a mind awareness test for me, and let's give it if you can do that for me, and the difficulty would be, let's probably say 2, and complexity maybe 3.
Is it awareness bone? Wait, hang on. Which one do I do?
Mind awareness.
Yeah, mind
you
awareness.
got-
Target DN2,
Yeah. Let's
right?
go
And then it
3.
says awareness bonus. Is
So 0, you don't need to. You don't do anything on that. Okay, so you just got 3 there. I mean, again, it's very easy because you basically know I'm
That's a
just trying to
good
get
way
used to
to-
doing the rolls, and I'm also trying to figure out myself. No, I mean, frankly, that's fine. You would know where that is. So I mean, you know, it's almost like Adric and Calgar are having a bit of a competition between who can use their method. You know, you've got Calgar actually knowing which way to go, and then Adric kind of following.
My
the
my
rolls
hammer
as
my hammer is saying on the next exit turn right.
well. Yeah.
Praying that someone else knows
The hammer
where
is
to
saying
go.
this way.
What,
Calgar.
while they're arguing, can I ask someone?
I mean, you could have just done that. That's also an option, but I mean, they're off.
Yeah.
What's the fourth option?
Punch someone until someone tells us.
Okay.
Look, I know which way to go. Follow me.
Right, so
Right.
I'll follow.
We have the mark for a reason. We've been chosen for this. I'm only 26. I'm a young Cadron Overlord, and I'm partied with these people. Crikey.
I'm 27.
I am also 27.
Question: how long
Sounds
do
a lie.
Kurnoth live?
I don't know.
Because I
don't
couldn't
know.
find an answer on Google.
He's only
You're part-
he's only
you're part-
27 as well.
Yeah.
You're
Like
part
2, maybe
tree,
2.
right?
something.
Trees
quite
don't.
young.
Trees live. What kind of tree are you?
Right, you don't even know what kind of tree you are.
Well, why are we all so young? I thought this was I thought I was special for this.
No, my only adventure so far has been fighting chaos in my own village. This is literally my first time away from town.
Yeah, same. I've lived with like the priesthood my whole life, and now I'm
Hey,
here.
same. Nice.
It makes you feel any better. I'm old.
You speak of age. I do not remember mine.
If it
Okay,
makes
you've
you,
probably
you-
got
you-
me beat there. Then.
He's got dementias then, yes.
if
Did
it
you hit
makes
your
you
head
feel
on the way
more
here?
mature, I'm 12.
As
You're
as a
12.
Yes, in 3 years, that's like 400.
Oh, it's that in 3 years.
Well, I'm not quite sure.
Oh, great.
It has gone
Okay.
cold and hot, then cold, then hot again,
No, you're not gonna.
then cold,
no.
Twelve
then hot
times.
again,
No.
After a
and
minute
so
of him
on
saying
and
cold
so,
and hot,
and so on and so forth,
you
until 12 hots and colds had passed.
Wow.
Oh, crikey. So after a while, you eventually follow Calgar as he kind of, I don't know if he's slightly flying with his Endrin kit or he's kind of walking, either or.
I do have my kit on, yes. I have
So
I have a-
you go on.
I have a question for Calgar. So your name is Forgerson. Are you the son of a forger, or was your dad called Forger?
this is a
That's a very good question.
yeah.
It
now I'm
could-
confused.
It could be both.
Yes. I mean,
I
that
mean,
would be
I-
nominative determinism to the max, wouldn't it?
I have
Forger
been-
Forgerson.
This tree is going to get so annoying. my,
Trust me, it doesn't get any better.
my father was a great man and he was a forger, but I took that name out of respect of my ambitions in life. I have been lonely for 26 years, in my own mind. But this is, as I got this mark, I felt it was a new beginning. I packed all my stuff up from Baraknar and came across here. I changed my name
I took out loads
to
of
show
debt.
my ambition, and that is why I thought I was brought here for a reason, but clearly this is not the case, and I have to
Gosh,
live
you
with
young
this.
warden are so dramatic.
Everything is for a reason, young Dwarden. It may not be the reason you hoped, but the future has a way of shifting, changing. You may find this purpose you seek.
Well, let's hope so.
Metal. Okay, so after a little while, you turn a corner. There's a couple of Dwarden kind of scuttling around, and you see the prow of a ship shaped into the scowling golden face of a Dwarden. This is the Grongni's face. You notice a kind of gangway. Do you want to go up it?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Cool. So, yep, you head up this gangway, one after the other, and at the top, once you reach the top, there are a number of people on the deck, kind of hurriedly moving things away around. There's some people coming up the gangway still, bringing more things on the ship. Sounds like, as High Flood said earlier, it kind of, this is like a resupply run. And you notice one Dwarden kind of in the middle who is seemingly giving directions to other people. She's unusually tall for a Dwarden, covered in many tattoos, but you can't see, you assume that because you can kind of see them where the skin is showing, but on the rest of her armor, it looks pretty well pressed. And
How tall is tall for a Dwarden?
ooh, I don't know,
Is
maybe
it
like
just a bit
5.5?
shorter than an average size person?
Yeah, like 5'5" maybe.
That's very big.
It is very tall for a Dwarden.
Anything above 5 foot would be
How tall are you?
4'8".
And 4'9".
Yeah,
Basically 4'5" and then 4'5" to 4'12" is kind of, yeah.
I'm tiny in real life, so I had to be the 8'2".
That is simply.
I am tiny.
Hey, what are you doing here? Do you have business on here?
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Well, go on then.
Yes. Could I have
It
a
was-
room towards the center of the ship?
Well, you can get off my ship if you're going to do that tree thing.
We were sent by Sovereign High Flood.
Oh, aye. What do you have here?
He gave us a thing, a thingy to give you.
Jumps off a crate and kind of there's quite a big thud when she lands on it. She's got quite a lot of
Oh,
armor.
she's not that tall. She was just on a crate.
She's now 3'2". She comes over to one of you, whoever holds. Oh, aye. What do you got then?
Who's got it? Pelagos?
I'll hand it over.
You. She unfurls the letter and reads it out loud. Alright. Mm-hmm. Alright. Fine. Wait.
That's just what the letter had on it.
Yeah. I'm surprised. The Lord Castellan didn't send you to the Grand. Might have been more appropriate for your eclectic requirements. She kind of points over and you see this kind of the largest of the ships in the skyport.
Well, whatever it must have been Sigmar's will, so...
Discretion
steady,
is
steady.
required.
Don't worry, this place is safe for Sigmar on here, but frankly, we're all about gold. Name's Brockersdotter, captain of the I can't remember what ship, of the Grungni's Face. Pleasure to meet you all.
And your father was named Brocky.
Let's not get into my family at the moment. If you note around me, I'm kind of busy. There's a bit of a restock going on.
I point at Brink and say, his father was called Broccoli.
I'm not sure about that. You see, I ate broccoli for tea last night. Wouldn't fancy having him.
I wouldn't recommend bringing this up to him.
While you're here, I can here. Where is he? And she looks around for another dwarf. Snodry, where are you, Snodry? Ah, there you are. You old bag of coppers. This is Snodry Grandsharp, my first mate. He will make sure you're looked after. If you don't mind, I've got a bit of a ship to ready for. We're about to head off in any minute now.
Good thing we made good
Huh?
time.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I was. As you see now, and you notice there's like the Dwarden just kind of. They're all quite like clockwork. You know, these. It looks like they all kind of work together quite a lot. One of them goes over to the ladder and brings up the gangway, and there's a kind of device that holds it up. Yeah. And so, I mean, you can stand around for, after standing around for a few moments, the kind of cargo is stowed away in the right places. You will stay on the deck. That's fine. You are kind of encouraged to hold on to something. And then it kind of goes quiet.
I hold on to Brink.
One of his branches. And it goes quiet for a few moments. And then you notice Snodry and Brock are kind of going towards the handrails and kind of looking around going, come on then. And then all of a sudden this massive... Sorry, do you want to say something?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
All of a sudden this massive horn blasts out from the walls as the fleet, firstly the Grund, takes off with a mighty haul. And just for reference, these big machines, they're basically blimps, a lot of them, with these kind of giant containers at the top, and below a kind of a place for the occupants of the vessel to kind of stow away. Most have a top deck, and they're all quite ornate in kind of golds, purples, and reds and blues. And they're the kind of typical vessels of the carriagemen overlords. And suddenly this large fleet starts taking off. Your ship doesn't leave in any particular important point, but it nonetheless takes off with a mighty jolt, and you start taking off and pulling into what looks, and you assumed, as a bit of a formation.
They look like this. Sorry, on roll 20, if you see my camera.
I've got
I
all
can't
that
see a
turned off.
character.
Oh, I haven't got it as well. Oh, I can't see it as well. Yeah, George has bought some. Okay, so you're up in the air now. So and as you get up, you're all handed this map. You're all handed these maps of actually.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, I know that you were very excited for it earlier, Mr. Edric.
Yes.
But it's probably best not to do any tossing while we're up here.
You don't want to
Otherwise,
toss off the edge.
someone might get tossed off.
I think it would be quite funny if we all tossed off the edge.
I would rather we didn't toss off the edge.
This sounds like heresy to me. I'm going downstairs to have a drink. As long as there's no chaos going on, I don't care.
Oh, that'll be chaos.
Excuse me?
Not that kind of chaos.
What did you just say?
Not that kind of chaos.
Oh,
No,
not
I was
that
gonna
kind.
go with-
Doesn't drinking tend to lead to chaos?
Yes, and what's... Yes. I go downstairs.
Oh,
Krista.
seeking chaos seems not very chaos-bane.
Where are we on this map?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
So there's a you're in the middle. So I've put this token on, but it's like really badly coloured. But you're at Hammerhall Axure, which is kind of in the middle. You can kind of see it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it looks like... Yeah, this... Okay, interesting.
Where are we going?
Well,
Oh,
so you're
yeah.
heading. So just seeing the map. if you look quite far to the left-hand side of the map, there's a place called Bright Spear.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
That's where you're going.
Thanks.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, you're welcome to kind of do what you want for a little bit. You can go down and have a drink with some of the people on board. Start meeting some of the people who have been stowed away on here with you. You can speak to the captain. And kind of as you go out, I mean, I'll just say, a few moments maybe pass, but you see to the left of Hamel, actually rather close, is a place called Vandium, and as the fleet kind of flies towards it, you notice a few times as you go past it, a kind of booming sound erupts from it. And for those who are familiar, particularly Pelagos, with Realmgate travel, this signifies that the gate is being used to kind of transport quite a significant force of people. Vandium is a proud fortress city. At the center of the fort stands the Gold Forge, which is an enormous storm keep containing a realm gate to Azur, which is known as the Road of Thunder. So, well, Azur is the realm of Sigmar's domain, basically. The one in Hamel Halaksha is the Gaia of the Realm of Life. It acts as effectively a staging ground for troops, a place where people kind of set up from the God King's domain, and was nearly overran by Night Haunt during the Necroquake. But if you want, so you can do what you want. If you want to, so you're on the top deck, but there's downstairs. You don't know what's down there, but you'd assume living quarters, a kind of mess, and some other, facilities.
I would like to approach Thruster.
You may approach.
Hail, elf.
Yeah, hail me.
So, I was brought here to ensure everyone's safety, and I believe that, first of all, first order of business would be to gauge everyone's capabilities. The priest, I am sure, can throw out miracles and hit people with that tiny little hammer of his. The dwarves are also fairly obvious, as is the tree. You, however, I'm rather perplexed about. Do you throw blood at people?
Sort of. I can just sort of click my fingers and people's blood just shoots out of their body.
So, blood magic.
Yeah.
I would recommend not speaking of this to the priest.
Well, if it saves his life, he won't be complaining then.
You are not familiar with those lot, I would imagine. They are quite the burn them at the stake variety, from my experience.
Yeah, well, I've never actually met another man before. It's all women in my order, so...
Know that you will find no judgment from me. My storm host are rather unorthodox in our own methods, even among other Stormcast.
Okay. What do you do?
Quite similar, in fact. Whereas, obviously, judging by my gear, you can tell that I am one of our mightiest soldiers. My storm host, the Crimson Seraphs, are so named for their use of bloody soothsaying rites and omen seeking. They perform divination using blood sacrifice, and then send us down to deal with the issue. Tell us where to strike first to provide the maximum effect.
Wow. You want some blood?
I would rather not partake as of now.
Fine. I don't really know how it happens. It just sort of, there's always blood in it.
Could you maybe fill it with something else? I wonder if it was filled with mead. It would always provide mead.
Well,
Could make quite a lot of money that way.
yeah, we could try it, but I prefer the blood.
You have clearly not tried blood in Azerheim. Not blood, mead in Azerheim. Sweeter drink there has never been.
Yeah, well, I like the blood. I'll try some mead if you find me some.
I shall.
Cool. Should we jump to Edric, who went down to into the building, and I don't know whoever else went with him. I presume everyone else, by the sounds of it.
Edric's just having a prayer. Divine Sigmar, watch over us in our hour of need. Cast your protective gaze upon my allies and me. Shield us from the malice that seeks to undo your works. Let light be your armor, your spirit.
I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I am praying to my god.
Do you not trust our great Cadron ships? We don't need. We're just transporting across to Brightspear. It's not it's a normal trip.
I have spent all my life in a temple of men and not much technology.
Ooh,
It's my first time.
ram.
Well, I look after these ships. I have my rivet gun with me, and I can assure you that this ship is more than capable of taking us to Brightspear. We don't need prayers.
Let me have a look at that rivet gun.
Well, it's connected to my backpack, and I'd rather not detach everything off.
Does it fire rivets?
Well, yes, it's
So what,
it
you're going to
uses
build
our
me
great ether gold.
You're going to build me a ship or a tower of some kind?
Well, I want to build a ship, but I can't say it'll be exactly for you. I may. I have ambitions of building my ship one day, but if I needed something bigger, maybe I'd build a big one, but it wouldn't be for you.
Oof.
You're not going to share your big ship with everyone.
I don't want
Well,
to.
we can share it, but it won't be for yourselves.
It will be for Sigmar, surely.
Well,
What about Grimnir?
I don't. Well, I don't know about that either.
Hmm?
I had some past that I'd rather not share.
Go
But you
on.
brought it up. Yeah, go on.
But now you've brought it up, so now we're going to push you for it.
Yes,
Well,
that was an odd thing.
I will go find Brocker when we get closer to Brightspear, and maybe when in Brightspear, I will share more. But for now, I must go find Brocker, see if I can help out on the ship. So I then go upstairs and find wherever Brocker is.
And if we can't find her, then we could always look for her parent, Brockis.
Broccoli.
I suppose
Brockis.
we could get to know each other a bit more with some questions. If you could, if you were cursed to turn into a piece of furniture every full moon, what would you become and why?
Oh my
Hmm.
god.
I think that'd be like a chaise long or whatever it's called.
I find that question a bit offensive.
Oh yes. Well,
My uncle was turned into a dining table.
I bet it was a good dining table.
The best.
Could you still talk afterwards?
No, he was killed and turned into a dining table.
You can't. Oh, God.
I don't
Is
think
that-
you'd be talking if I turned you into a dining table.
Please don't turn anyone into a dining table.
Sounds heretical.
Man, your family's had no luck. Like forest fires turned into tables. Not good.
Electricity.
Electricity.
Oh,
Yeah.
you take a nap for too long and everyone just assumes you're a tree.
I mean, to be fair, Brinch, you are a tree.
I am
Do
a
you get-
heavy sleeper, but that's no reason to murder me.
Do you get like offended if you see people using wooden things?
It depends how the wood is sourced.
What, ethical sourcing or?
Yes, if it's ethically sourced so that no Kernock hunters or any of the Sylvaneth were harmed in its creation, then I see no problem. As well as sustainably managed forests, of course.
Yes, people keep trying to get me to join their societies. I don't want that. Well, at least in this realm, trees are not alive, right?
Well,
Are they? Sometimes.
some of them.
There
So-
are. There are.
There are definitely trees that come alive. I've seen.
There are groves of Sylvaneth in Exeter. Actually.
Just
Oh, we
make,
don't need them.
just make sure you ask them before you cut them down.
I'm not a carpenter. I don't.
Yes, you say.
It was a
"Hello,
hypothetical.
tree, are you alive?" And if the tree doesn't respond, then you can chop it down.
No, you have to give it 3 to 6 weeks to respond.
3 to 6 weeks.
What, is that write a fucking letter?
Well, it just takes us a while
should
to
also
wake
be quite
up
ironic if it's a-
sometimes.
Right. Should we? So I mean, you kind of step into a small mess area. There's a lively collection of Dwarden, couple elves, few humans. The Dwarden and some of the humans seem to be kind of swapping jokes, bantering, as they kind of do some work and just generally lounge around. There's a few artisans. It looks like some of them, some craftsmen, trying to do their time, best pass the time, simple dice games, what little drink the Dwarden allow on board. So if you want to, you can just kind of talk between yourselves, or you can speak to other people. There's if you want to speak to other people, we'll do a bit of a test to see what information you kind of gather. But then you can also talk to specific individuals if you want. So yeah, your choice.
I would like to speak with the priest.
Which one?
The man one.
Okay.
Testosterone time.
I want to speak to your most male priest.
Your most Sigma.
Yeah.
The most capable.
the most Sigma male of our priests.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Adrid is literally just drinking at the moment, so.
What are you drinking there, priest?
I don't know. I said 1 Sigmarite ale, please, and they gave me this.
Does it taste like Sigmarite ale?
I don't know what Sigmarite ale is. I thought whilst in Akshi.
Do they not have rules against your kind drinking?
They have rules against chaos. That's about it. So as long as I make a prayer every time, it's not chaotic.
So you could strangle a kitten, perhaps.
What? No.
You could hypothetically, you could strangle a kitten and then say a prayer to Sigma, and you'll be fine.
Yes, I mean, Sigma has overseen the death of a lot of kittens.
Kittens
Like,
are pretty
I
chaotic.
don't-
I remember the Great Kitten Massacre.
And an inordinate amount of kittens, so it really doesn't bother me that much. Like, I wouldn't do it myself, but... so what about you, Have you got a body inside that armor, or...?
There is a body inside this armor, yes. One that's been killed and reforged countless times.
Well... What holds you together?
The storm. I have been gifted with Sigmar's mighty power, in each death. And it keeps me together, and it keeps my soul and my mind at ease.
I don't think I want to be a Sigmarite anymore.
There is great honor in it, trust me. Maybe when you die horribly in battle, being stabbed multiple times in the gut, I will find you, and then we can drink mead with Sigmar himself.
Well, if you died so many times, you're clearly not that great. I've never died once.
I think that merely says that you haven't been in the fiercest of battles.
I've been in some fierce battles.
Ah, but not
just-
with the assist.
Well, what? So you're saying you've been in literally the fiercest battles ever?
That is the calling of a Stormcast Eternal.
Right. Well, I think that you're lying to me.
Can we jump to just quickly to Calgar and then we'll go to
Yeah,
break?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Because I feel like you guys could bicker about the nature of Sigmar for 5 hours.
And
so-
we do, and we do.
Yeah.
we do.
And so Calgar goes up and he's looking for Brocky's daughter. You find her. She's just talking to some Dwarden.
Brocker, how are you doing there?
Not too bad myself. You look like an engine rigger.
I am indeed. Well, I hope to be one day, maybe. I haven't created too many engineering marvels as of yet, but one day I shall. I actually want to build my own ship like this one day. I do have all my gear with me, so I could, practice on making sure that the ship is safe for flight.
Well, you're more than welcome to. There's always a space for an engine gunner on my vessel. Although the one thing you should think about, not just about the vessel, but it's about the souls within them. You get a loyal crew like I do, and you can do anything. That's the real way this ship runs. It's not ether gold. It's good hard Dwarden.
Well, I agree with that wholeheartedly, but unfortunately, I have been bound with races of an inadequate race, let's say. And I want to make sure that my Dwarden brethren are looked after first.
Well,
And therefore I shall help you, if you allow me to just fly around the ship and make sure that everything is ready for our great adventures.
all right, no, please do. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I doubt you'll find too much wrong. I mean, this ship is manned by the best crew in all the realm.
Well, it's experience for me, and hopefully one day, as I say, if I find anything, I'd make sure to build my ship on this template.
All right. Well, okay then. You can go now. Mine's out in the sky rigging though. It's a bit tight. So you can go off and do some repairs. I mean, we can do it as an extended test, but we can figure that out after during the break. But effectively, I mean, when we kind of come back, I'm planning to meet with some fairly promptly. But if we want to do a quick test at the start, we can see what kind of information you picked up just between you were going for kind of over the hours about what's going on, and then we'll pick up from there. So should we say get back around? Is it 15 minutes usually? Let's do.
Yeah, usually do.
Quarter two.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. See ya in a bit.
Sigma nuggets.
No, not again.
Sigma nugs in your mouth.
Sigma. I give up.
Hello, and we're back for another 1 hour 15 of trying to say Sigmar as many times as we can until it gets annoying. Where we just left off, the Soulbound had been given a mission by High Castellan Saffron High Flood to find a mysterious stone known as the Storm. I don't remember the name. My MacGuffin. Storm Shroud from the city of Brightspear in the west of the Great Parch, which is the map you can see. Not many details were given about where it is, and strict instructions were given to keep the mission quiet from everyone, even the Stormcast or our hosts in Brightspear. And since then, the party have then travelled to a skyport and boarded the vessel, the Grungy's Face, captained by Brocker's daughter. And now the party are travelling westwards as part of a mighty armada fleet to resupply the city, and still trying to figure out a bit about each other. During the break, everyone was kind of continuing to speak to people, other than Calgar, who was dutifully trying to repair and trying to understand the design of the ship, because he one day wants to make his own. So, I'm going to get people to do a few tests, just to pick up a few things that maybe they did in the break. So let's do Calgar first, because there's only one roll there. So can you please do for me a mind crafting check? And so because you've got 4 dice, can we please do it as 4-2? So is your test.
So the DN is 4.
Mm-hmm. And you need 2 to succeed.
No. Do I need to add a crafting bonus?
Nope. Unless you got a focus. So the focus will automatically show when you submit, and then you can just add it to 1.
Cool.
Okay. So you rolled a 1, 2, a 3, a 5. So you can pass it by using your focus point on the 3.
I had 1 on the 3, yeah.
So that makes it 2 successes. So you just pass. I mean, frankly, the ship's pretty good, but you do notice a couple bolts here and there. They're a little loose. Maybe. Yeah. Let's not think about that too hard. But it was, you patched it up pretty nicely. And you kind of, as you were going around, you were kind of hovering around, and you're using your kind of aether rig to fly around a bit. But yeah, I think you were kind of mainly doing it as well, like I said, just to try and understand the ship a bit more. Is that all right?
Yes, yeah.
Cool. So the rest of you are down in the tavern. You're either debating between each other various things about your philosophies, or speaking to others. Now, can you all roll for me, please? A check. I would like a. All right, scrolling up. A DN 4-1 skill test of your choice. And so, for example, you might want to speak to people, and you might try and, or you might, just kind of know innately things about, not innately, but because of where you're from, you might know some things about where we're going, about the areas we're passing through, about the type of people on board. You also might want to, do a nature check. They might understand a bit more about the monsters that kind of plague the land. So your choice really, but
I will pray to Sigmar.
the 4-1 roll. So Edric does a 4-1 to pray to Sigmar.
Done it.
So what do you learn from that? So you only got 1 success. You got 1 focus point, so that brings another one to a success. So 2 successes. I'll give you 2 things. So you've heard a few things from your temple. I assume your temple. No, you're in Temple Gyrin. But you would have heard things. That in the Great Parch, a lot of it was, for a long time, built upon the remains of an ancient empire called the Aglaraxian Empire. And you knew that a lot of the current sites for cities are basically locus points of where their empire sat. And you also know, because of your second success, that a lot of forces, the forces of Tzeentch, one of the four Chaos gods, held a lot of those sites for centuries after the Agaraxian Empire, which is kind of magocracy. Yeah, for a long time. So that's what you know.
Oh,
Does anyone
Tzeentch, my fourth least favorite chaos.
Yeah, you're only a four. Does anyone else want to roll?
I would.
I do. My highest score is devotion as well. If I
And talk to people as well.
yeah, I'm gonna do a different one. I'm gonna use guile.
Okay.
To manipulate people into telling me things.
Okay, fine. You can do that if you want.
What DN do I need to get it for?
There's a 4-1. Yeah.
What's? I got 1.
And 2. You got 2. Oh no, you don't. You only have 1 focus point. Sorry, yeah, you only got 1. Okay, so you approach a group of well, you approach a human actually. He looks a bit weird, but you kind of approach him because he seems to be holding this big cauldron, and you like weird things that people have, apparently. So, he introduces himself as a Hislock Brightspear, an initiate Alchemite Warforger. I'll put this in the chat. And you basically ask him about, hold on, let me just go on. Anything he knows about where we're going. And he tells you that a lot of the ruins beneath Brightspear remain unexplored, but there's a lot of interested parties vying for the rights to explore them. That's what you learn.
I would like to use my. Oh, sorry.
Do I know what ruins there are there?
Well, he doesn't.
Oh no. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, other people might, but
Yeah. Thank you.
I would like to use my diplomat talent.
okay, go on then. Read that out for me.
Your soothing words and natural empathy allow you to calm others when things grow tense. You have advantage on opposed tests when attempting to resolve a conflict, gauge other people's moods and intentions, and tell if people are lying. Additionally, you are... Oh wait, no, that's only on opposed checks, no worries.
Yeah, I don't think you'll have a... I think people are fairly willing to talk, especially with alcohol present.
I would like to ask if anyone's heard any rumors on chaos cults within the city, any rumors of whisperings of heresy.
Okay. Okay, so you approach 2 elves. They both look like artisans. One, you probably would know, you would have heard of them, but you maybe never met somebody from it. Elves are fairly rare in this part of the world. But one of them is a Lumineth Realm Lord by the name of Asania Sunsong. And another, they look very close to one another. Is similar to is very similar to Thuristra. Sorry. It looks like they're from, or he's from the realm of I've kind of mind blank. What's it called? The Realm of Shadows. That place that I've completely forgotten the name of, even though I knew it 10 minutes ago. And his name is Dethakalon Ebenweave, and it looks like he's from the free city of Hagnar. I'm going to put them both in the chat slightly. Sorry, we're not RPing them just for the sake of time, but they're both very concept people-y. They're very kind of highfalutin and quite posh, and they both hold these lyres. And you ask them your question, and the response they give is effectively that there are whispers that the cults of Tzeentch have for a long time been within the city of Brightspear. They know this because they spent a lot of good time in Brightspear in the past. But they've heard whisperings and rumours that they're making some moves, specifically in regards to the realm gate that lies dormant within the city. But they don't know any more than that because the Stormcast Eternal and the kind of rule of the city are quite secretive about a lot of the inner workings of the city.
Okay.
Does anyone else want to ask any questions, Ruben? French?
I would like to try and figure out what I might know about the weather around Brightspear using nature.
That sounds great. Yep. Do that for me.
Okay, DN4. No extra bonus. 3.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, you approach some of the dwarves, Dwarden. You know, they might know best. So you go up to the hold on, let me get his name. Snodry Grudgeheart, who is the first captain, first mate. Sorry. His name is here. And then there's a few other dwarves there. I don't need to, you don't necessarily acquaint yourself with them, but they're there and they chime into the conversation now again. So you learn that the cities around, the skies around Brightspear have always been quite hard for kind of the magics of the Stormcast to penetrate. Tzeentch for a long time has a number of physical landmarks that kind of tie his energies to that space. They speak of floating towers above a floating tower above the sky in Brightspear that can only be seen on certain times of the month, and a light that comes from the top that shines below. You also hear about a great flotilla of ships that are so packed together closely that also sometimes fly around Brightspear. That is almost like a city in of itself. The dwarves haven't been there themselves in a good while, but they say it's pretty well known, and it kind of patrols and crosses the skies. And they also talk about the Kindling Forest, which on your map is to the west. That we're likely going to have to pass over. And they talk about how the smoke sometimes goes incredibly high up into the sky, and they've got to be careful. But they don't really know much more about the kind of Tzeentch stuff around it, than what they've said. And they kind of moved on to the other topics as a way to try and just satisfy your question more than anything else. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool. Last but not least, I think I've not missed anyone else. Has he gone, Ruben?
No, there's nothing for me to really
Nothing
check.
for you to say. Okay, fine, cool. That's fine. So you continue to speak with some of the people aboard the ship. There's a couple others. There's a pair of brothers. You don't speak to them, but they look quite close. Somebody who looks like a wizard, but you're not quite sure of where they're from, and a few others as well. Okay, fine. So the journey carries on. You cross what's called the Titan Works in the south. Brockesdotter kind of points out that it's a kind of gigantic manufacturing hall built by the Algorexi Empire during the Age of Myth. And they basically use it as a space to construct these kind of gigantic colossi automatons. Tall as mountains, these things, absolutely massive and strong enough to topple walls of any who dared defy their enemies. And then you keep on going on until we eventually reach around about here. And at what point you all kind of gather up onto the deck, similar to how you were talking with the Titan Works. Brockesdotter wanted to show you it as it kind of come onto the horizon, and she kind of stands there and go, "Oh, Jay, look at that! Beautiful, isn't it? All that fire."
A single drip of sap just goes down the cheek. Brink.
What's the matter? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear their song?
Those aren't songs. Those are screams.
I don't know. There's a bunch of groves in there that have been there for a long time, from what I understand.
And
They
they're
seem to
screaming. They're suffering.
They're praying to Sigma. Can you not hear it?
Oh, I don't think they're
Well, you
playing to
better
anything.
answer fucking quickly with some rain.
It's weird how that forest started, She kind of goes over to the edge and looks over and kind of gets her binoculars out. You know, there are a bunch of bright mages. They summon these spirits of living flame, and they just never bothered to dispel them. They still go around now if you go close enough.
Seems a bit dangerous, really.
Yeah.
Why in Sigmar's name would they do such a thing?
Ah, hubris. I think it was originally a bit of a test. You see, the trees in there are piewood trees. Incredibly fast-growing things, mature quickly and quicker still in the dashes of their predecessors.
So they're burning the young.
Aye.
Horrible.
But look at all the energy within it.
And it's all
Beautiful.
just going up into smoke.
Aye. Well, it's not all just empty in there. Like I said, there are Sylvaneth, but you've also got some of those wee little knobbly folk. Gloomspike gits, as you were. They're in caves, carved out by the roots of the trees themselves. Funny.
Goblins.
Aye. Goblins.
Blooded creatures.
And their trog of cousins, probably, no doubt. You know, me and my boys took on a number of them a few moons back.
Honorless cowards they are.
Aye. And you look up and you see this kind of giant smoke coming up, you know, naturally from the forest. But it looks a bit weird because although, you know, smoke rises, it doesn't usually rise that high.
That smoke is rising suspiciously high.
It is, isn't it? Hey! And she kind of calls back. What do you make of this? And some of the Dwarden kind of go over and like shrug their shoulders. I don't know. You notice as you get a bit closer, it's, you know, it's pretty big. This big cloud. You know, it's a kind of roiling mass, and as you get a little bit closer and closer, you notice that it's not necessarily grey. Where these like flashes of lightning strike, you notice there's almost like a slight kind of pinky, bluey hue to parts of it. That kind of flash.
Would I be able to tell if there's any telltale notions of chaos in that smoke?
You can try and roll. Let's think. What can you do? Maybe.
Intuition? Or theology?
Intuition, either one.
I'll do...
Let's make it in terms of the test. How many dice do you got?
Hang on. So it's a mind check.
Yes.
My mind score is... Find it. My mind score is 2.
Okay. Do you want any training in it?
I don't. I do in intuition.
Okay, let's go for 4-1.
Okay. For theology.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Yep. So that looks fine to me. Okay, yeah, I mean, so there's something strange about it. Clouds shouldn't be pink and blue. You do think there's something that lightning is definitely not the lightning of Acer, sorry. There's something very strange going on with it.
Oh, I know what that is. Us Cadron love this stuff. That's where you find the whales with all our ether gold. Don't worry about it. It will just be ether gold. Just beware of those whales. That's all you need to worry about.
I'm going to call out Brace.
Calgar have a good point. It could be a megalithin. I don't know, boys. Do you think that's a megalithin there? Oh, it could be. It's a bit pink, though. And as we're getting closer and closer, you notice some of the other ships are starting to notice it. People are also out looking out. You've got Dwarden with their magnifying glasses and their various devices. And then
I call Maraz.
Yeah. And as you get a little bit closer again, you notice that some of the ships are realize. I think a lot of the ships are realizing we're going to be heading straight for it, and so there's a decision that's made to kind of bank left. Port. That is left, I think. But you notice that the cloud almost moves, recognizing that you move.
That cloud is sentient.
And also you will feel a slight twinge from the twin tail marks on you as well, which is slightly worrying. All of a sudden, a bit of a kind of horns, a horn kind of sounds in the fleet, kind of recognizing that something's not quite right. But basically, as you do that, and as the ships are trying to maneuver away, I mean, there's a lot of ships here. There's a lot of them. The clouds swallow you up.
Oh.
Your senses are muffled as the viscous clouds engulf the fleet around you. You can barely make out the edges of the deck through the iridescent clouds. Muffled cries of alarm rip out from nearby ships. A bolt, similar to the lightning you saw earlier of incandescent lightning, forks through the clouds and slams into the airship beside Grungy's face without warning. It detonates instantly, exploding into a rippling fireball that illuminates the storm around you. Amid the roiling clouds, visible only by the glow of the dying ship and flashes of lightning, you spot an airborne horde of chaos demons overhead. They rip a horrifying screech and dive towards the fleet.
Demons!
Okay.
Be gone!
So, we're going to do our first rolling of initiative.
Oh my god.
How do we roll initiative?
I'm going to aim to finish. I think we should be. So, I'm going to do this a bit differently. So, you notice on all your character sheets, there is an initiative roll. Now, I think that's fine, but I think we can do a better job. So, I want everyone to roll 3d6 for me. And then I want you to add your initiative to it. I can't find a way to do it automatically yet, so I'm sorry. People are just going to have to do it. So, can you please... And then
Plus 2, 18.
18.
How do I roll the 3d6?
So you're going to enter in the chat. Hold on. Roll 3d6.
I do have combat ready, so I'm 7.
Roll d2, 3d6. So ignore... I don't know why I've done that. So you're going to do a dash, a slash, George.
Okay,
Roll,
yeah.
and then
Slash.
space, and then 3d6, and then
Three.
enter.
Cool.
Okay, cool. And can you all tell me what your initiatives are? Sorry.
I should be a 7 because I
Okay.
got combat ready.
Okay, you're a 7.
I'm 15.
You're 15. Yep.
13.
13.
Are we doing 3d6 plus our initiative?
Yes, you are.
Oh, plus our initiative as well.
Yeah.
Hang on. Where is my initiative score?
It's...
Oh, my initiative. So that should be a 9 then.
can't
And
control my
we've got-
token.
Mine is 9.
Yeah,
yours is
that's fine.
9. You can't control your token.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably me. Hold on.
Yeah, I can put my own token on the map, but I can't...
Try that then. Can everyone put their own token on the map? Sorry, that's really naff.
How do I do that?
So
we
go
go.
into your journal and then drag your character sheet into the map
Into my journal.
until I figure out how to do that.
It's the
And
one
now
that looks like a
everyone's gonna have to tell me
newspaper.
their initiative again. Sorry.
Drag my...
And then
How
just
do I
hit
drag my
F9.
character thing into it?
You just literally drag and
You-
hold it.
Yeah. You
From
click
the-
on
from the name.
on the name, and then you just drag it in onto the map
Okay.
and then release it.
I did. It's not
There you go. Done it.
where.
You're on top of.
I
There.
don't see anything.
You can change your own initiatives in the settings.
Yeah, Matt, you can delete that second token for me.
Okay. There's only one token on the map for me.
I'm
Oh,
not
sorry,
seeing
on
myself
the-
on the turn order anymore.
On the initiative.
Oh, fine. Yep.
If you click on your token that's on the map and then hit initiative, it'll put you on.
George, have you done it?
Well, I'm dragging my name onto it, and then I can't see it.
There's two of him there.
There's 2 of you now.
I
There's
don't
one
see
here,
any
one
of
there.
me. I'm invisible to myself.
Restart
then.
it.
Right.
If not, I can move you around. While you're doing that, can Alex and Joanne tell me your initiative, please?
15.
Mine was 16.
15, 16, thank you. Fabulous. Pelagos is 9, and then George is the only one left.
9.
9. Awesome.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. So please position yourself where you want to on the ship. There are other people running around, people going down under the decks. Some Dwarden are kind of out on the ship as well. So these are different zones. So there's the way this works is there's different zones. That's how you move. So you can use a free action to move within the zone. It costs 1 action, your movement to kind of move to an adjacent zone. A fast creature can move to an adjacent zone for free.
How do I get rid of the other token that I've got?
Just press. Where's the other one? Is it the one that's out in the middle of space?
Yeah.
Click it in backspace. There we go.
Awesome. Right. Okay. So, sorry that took a little while. Thank you.
Sorry. All right.
So as you see this, suddenly you notice these creatures start. Yeah,
Oh, they're big.
Don't know why they're so big. Hold on. Let me actually adjust the size.
They want to eat us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it's not it. There are more. So the Screamers of Siege, these are things called. The first one, they're like big stingrays almost in the sky, and then you also notice a number of creatures on discs with bows and arrows as well.
Oh,
Flying in the air.
Siege.
Okay, cool.
Oh, see.
Alright, I need to add all these guys.
What zone are they all?
So they'll move into the zones. Just count them as like a zone 6 that's around us, or they will come down in a sec.
If they're flying, but they're in the same zone as me, could I still hit it with a melee attack?
If they're currently flying and you're in the same, no, you'd have to not with a melee attack. They're gonna move down.
I don't have any ranged attacks.
Oh, tough. It's too bad.
You
Initiative
will have to
6.
get good.
They're all initiative 6. So they're probably gonna go last. They are definitely gonna go last. Okay, so whose turn is first? I just need to do one more. I need to figure out how to do it so we can do this.
You can sort it on turn order.
6. Yep. 6. Oh, that's 66. Okay, and then I'm going to sort it. Okay, cool. So first of all, it is Nidrik.
I wish I wasn't first, but it's fine. I can't like hold match.
Actually, hold on, sorry, I beg your pardon. The Sangles and the Screamers are going to start with a surprise round anyway. Sorry. Sorry. So the sky, yeah, I mean, the sky around you is filled with. It's not just there's seamlessly endless swarms of demons. You notice on some of the ships, monsters are flooding them, massacring crew members, hurling bodies over the rails. Cannons are just kind of firing all over the place, trying to escape from the cloud. And you notice one big explosion as one gets destroyed. So, a lot of them, they're all the Screamers are all going to kind of charge down into the decks. This round. And these creatures are all going to stay around the edge for now, but one of them is going to come into here. Okay. And so they all kind of shriek down effectively. And we're going to do the Screamers first. And they are going to firstly make a attack. Who's closest against Pelagos? So one of them is going to attack Pelagos.
Okay.
With 1. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to do I'm just going to do it in the chat. GM roll. GM roll.
If you, yeah.
So what's your defense?
My
What
defense.
is it? Is it average, poor, good?
My defense is good.
Your defense is good. Okay, so this is average, so I need a 5. And I got 2d6.
I just saw a thing. What if me and my allies can't be surprised?
Oh, can they not be?
No, my Griffhound and its allies can never be surprised from my warning cry.
Okay.
My Bub's warning cry.
All right, if that's the case, you can. Well, if that's the case, okay, they come down, but your Griff. What's the Bub?
Bub.
Bub
Ah!
goes.
We're under attack! Roar!
And okay, fine. Yeah, let's do that. Sorry,
Quick, the people on the other ships are getting tossed off.
Adrian goes first.
Is it my turn then?
It is your turn. Yep.
Right. Your darkness shall not prevail while I draw breath, and I'm going to cast a miracle, Light of Sigmar. I draw upon the holy, searing light of Sigmar to burn my foes. I need to make a 5-to-1 soul devotion test. Enemies in my zone suffer 1 damage per success.
Yep.
So you watch as burning fire, radiant fire from Sigmar's light gathers around my hammer, and I pray to Sigmar as my eyes burn with roaring anger. Right. Spellcasting bonus. No. Don't need a bonus. No successes!
Oh.
Oh no!
Sigmar has betrayed me.
Wait,
And no successes.
Wait, 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0.
Oh,
How'd you roll a 0 on a d6?
that is not correct.
If you want to do it manually, if it's just being a pain. feel free
Okay.
to do it.
Oh,
So what?
oh, no, I don't know.
Enemies in your zone suffer 1 damage per success when you use the miracle. You can choose to spend a metal.
I don't know, maybe it didn't go on properly. So I need to make a devotion test.
You do a devotion test, so a soul devotion test, yeah. 5-1.
Okay. 5-1. Like that?
Yep.
2 successes. Woo.
Cool. So they will take 1 damage. Okay, so you draw upon the mighty light of Sigmar, and although you're in this kind of cloud of iridescent nastiness, this kind of orb.
Can I use a
emanates-
focus point to make my 4 into a 5?
I don't know if it makes more difference the more you get successes, right?
Well,
not like-
That's 1 per success.
1 damage per success.
Oh, 1 damage. Oh, yeah, fine.
So that'd be 3
Yep.
three
Sorry,
damage
Cleveland.
to
You're right.
everyone in the zone.
Okay. Excellent. So this orb, this circle of kind of golden light shimmers from you and just kind of expands and goes out. And the screamers of Zinch recoil in pain as it passes through them. Some of them
May Signal's fury burn you.
they look pretty injured by that. Okay.
Okay, that's my turn.
So next is Aristra. Joanne?
Sorry, you said my name and I just didn't register it.
That's totally
'Cause
fine.
I'm
You're not
pretty
used to it
sure.
yet. I should have called you Lorna or something.
Is there any one of these in particular? Oh, thank you. Sorry, my headset's running out of battery, so it's just delivering me a cable. My new cable. Yeah. Is there any one of these that look like the big bad person? Because I can only target 1 person.
I mean the Sangor on the disc, in your zone. I mean, it looks slightly more robust than the others. But the others
Wait.
are all looking fairly harmed.
You mean this one?
So, how do I ping?
You mean this guy?
That's the one. Thank you.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Red Mist.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'll do this. I'll just after the round. Sorry. I don't want my headset to just die. Okay, so. I have long range on it. So, on the fail, so the creature must make a DN for 1 fortitude, body fortitude test, opposed by your soul devotion. I know we went over this earlier, but I cannot remember how
So
to do
what
it.
you're going to do, so you're doing a soul devotion check, yeah? That's your side.
Okay.
Is that right?
Mhm.
And I'm doing a body fortitude.
Am I doing it DN4?
Yes. So we're both rolling the same thing, right?
Do I
But
have
sorry,
a
well, no.
fortitude
So
test?
we're basically comparing our numbers of successes.
Do
So
I
you have to
have
get
a-
more successes than they do.
Do I have a devotion bonus?
No.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to do mine as a GM roll. Roll GM.
You got 4 successes there with the 1 focus point.
No, because doesn't the focus point just increase one by one?
It
Right?
just increases one by one.
Yeah, so it goes that 3 makes
Oh,
it
right,
4,
yes. You
and
need to
then
be
4
four.
goes
Yeah,
4. Yeah.
yeah, that is 4. If you want to use it.
I'm pretty sure that's how. I don't know if it's automatically adding a focus point in. I don't think that's how it's doing it.
We only
No,
have
I think it
a
just
few
puts it
focus
there.
points.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
cool.
it just puts
So-
you there, so you're aware of what you
How
can
many
do.
successes did you get?
4.
Christian? Okay, cool. I got 2, so you win by 2. So what does that mean?
Okay. On a failure, the creature takes damage equal to the difference in success,
2. Okay.
as their blood is ripped from their body through hundreds of tiny
Right.
cuts,
Oh
and
my
it ignores
God.
armor.
And then you drink it.
Oh, it ignores armor. Nice. Okay, cool.
And
I
the
mean, they're not.
zone the
They're...
creature occupied becomes lightly obscured by a mist of blood until the start of your next turn.
Okay, fine. Status effect is somewhere on one of these sheets. So lightly obscured means. I will find that in a minute. Whoever goes next can go next one.
That will be
Alex.
Alex.
Where is this turn finder that you're doing? How do you know whose turn this is?
It's
On
in
the
the
left.
left-hand corner.
Oh, on the right. Okay, yeah, got it.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Rumon's runes activate, and he becomes a flaming ball of Grimnir's fury.
Ooh.
So that's kind of cool, right?
He has a
Let-
burning sensation in the balls.
Yeah. He definitely does. He's
You're
gonna
attacking that one, is it?
try and attack that one. Let's see if we get this right.
So is this just a normal attack?
It's an attack with a great axe.
Yep.
So target DN.
So, what's your weapon status? Is it good? Where
Mine is good.
it's good. I think it's good. Yeah. Okay, and so you're against average. So that is a 3 you need.
Okay.
So you're rolling for a 3. That's your
And
difficulty.
melee bonus. So I think I get a. It says I get a +1 damage to all attacks. So do I put 1?
What's that from?
Rune of Searing Heat.
And you've not put that into the weapons.
I don't think I have.
Okay.
Oh, I might have added +1 melee. So in the bonuses, I put +1 melee. Does that mean I've already done it?
So you should already have you should have +3 because it's a great weapon or great sword, whatever it is.
So the damage on Great Axe says 3.
Mm.
So should it be 4?
Yeah, I guess it is 4 if you're doing that.
Okay,
But maybe
so
do it as a
it's
bonus because maybe there's things that can stop it.
So I've added 1 to melee
Yep.
bonus.
Yep.
So that works.
Yep. Okay.
Right, so it's 3 for the DM.
Yep.
And then melee bonus 0. Submit.
Okay. So you've
That
got
wasn't good.
so you got 3 successes there because you can knock one of the 2 up to a 3, plus the 3 extra damage, and plus the 1 extra one because the thing does not come through properly by the looks of it. Which I'm not quite sure how that works. So you've done 3. I mean, it's very dead. You just absolutely cleave. Well, you can describe how you want to do it, but
It's cleave in twain.
okay. Do you want to use a metal to take another turn? Basically means you can attack someone else.
Sure. I'll
Uh,
attack. I'll help my new dwarf, my Dwarden friend.
Yep.
Attack that. I assume that one's in range.
Yep.
Well,
You
now
can just move. You can move as a free action to move within
Oh, is it?
within short range. So it's fine.
Okay. All right. I guess we do that again. If free, I take it still.
Yep. Okay, and I mean he was already pretty significantly weakened by Edric's holy light, but again you absolutely decimate this other creature with a mighty blow of your weapon, and that one also dies pretty spectacularly.
Okay. Do I get just the one metal?
So you gain 1 metal per turn.
Okay. And we've only
And
had.
you can see on the reference sheets what you can use metal for. There's
Okay.
a number of options.
Does I have 2 metal?
Sorry?
I don't know if this is. It says I have 2 metal.
Yeah, I've got
Yep,
two. as well.
that's fine. You can have more than one. So you could, but you only regain 1 per turn, regardless. So you could like use 2 in 1 turn. So you could, if you want to, take an extra option or do something else. Double your focus, double your training as well. Or you can hold on to it for that extra.
I guess I'll
turn.
just hold on to it for now.
Sure. Okay.
That's my turn, I guess.
Next to Brinch.
It's Brink.
I'm sorry. That's going to be my new Memphis Malphite. See, I have a problem with my brain sometimes. I'm sorry.
Okay, I would like to use Hail of Doom on Zone 2. So I rain down some projectiles on only the enemies in my zone. Can they
Your zone,
please
yeah.
make a DN 4-1 body reflexes test?
Okay.
And I need to make a body ballistic skill one.
Okay. Body ballistic, body reflex. You say, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is it an opposed test?
Yeah, an opposed
Yeah.
4-1
Yeah, an
body
opposed.
reflex test.
Okay, cool. So how many? 4-1. Oh, I got loads of. Okay. And then the other one.
And then it's just the damage is the difference to any failed ones.
Plus 1.
Okay, so I'm just going to do them as a group because of time. So the Screamers of Zinch, they get 1 success, and the singular Sangor Skyfire gets 2 successes.
Okay, so 1 damage to the singular one, 2 damage to the little ones.
Okay, cool. So with a mighty heft of your bow, you loose up a number of arrows. They pepper the deck of the crony's face, and they both put the final arrow in the coffin of the 2 other Sangor Screamers in your area, and they both die. And the other guy is looking weak. Well, he's not looking that weak. He's looking okay still, just about.
Did that 1 damage do anything?
Hello?
It did.
Hello.
Hello.
It did. They don't have any armor, so.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No, wait, sorry, baby, they do have 1 armor, so it didn't. Sorry, beg your pardon.
Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't have
It
actually
just
hit.
shrugs it off. Okay, cool. Is that your turn?
That's it for me.
Excellent. Pelagos?
All right. Could I? Do I earn metal just by the turn starting, or?
Up to your maximum. So, if you start with your maximum.
Right.
So
Okay.
You won't gain another one this turn, if that makes sense.
I would like to. But if I used a point of metal, then I could do another thing, right?
Yeah, well, you can. So the use of metal is you can basically get another action. You can double your training. You can use a talent or miracle, or you can double your focus.
All right. I would like to begin by issuing a heroic challenge. My core talent. I call out a challenge to one of my enemies, demanding they face me. As an action, choose one enemy within medium range. If the creature makes an attack against a creature other than you, its melee and accuracy decrease by 1 step. Additionally, your melee attacks increase by 1 step when attacking the target. The effect lasts until the end of combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to issue the challenge against this guy.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'm going to use metal to, well, after moving, to run up to him and try and stab him.
Mhm.
So that's it with my Quester Warblade. What's the... I need the DN.
So the average is average armor.
Okay.
So what's your damage?
Well, it increases by 1 point, right? Because
Because of your challenge.
yeah, because my challenge. So my thing is great against
Awesome.
him.
So that if you're great, you're 2 steps different. So that's a 2.
Okay, DN2. Awesome. No attack bonuses. Melee bonuses, sorry.
Slamming all of them.
Oh!
So you do 6 damage. So with a mighty swing of your sword, you kind of just nearly just completely destroy it. He's looking really, really hurt.
Awesome.
Cool. So that's your turn, and I think finally we've got Brockus daughter. Sorry, Brockus daughter.
Oh.
Helga.
How dare you?
Helga.
That's original.
Helga. Just an FYI, you can shoot at the ones in the air around you, I guess, if you want to.
Yes, well, yes, that is my plan. I'm just double checking. See, it's annoying. It's got spread. I got this thing called spread, which is basically anything that's close by it also takes half damage. But there's actually nothing that I can do. Nothing is next to each other anymore. Okay, so I am going to. So I have one gun that's medium range and one melee weapon, but I don't really want to use an action to move into a different zone. Is that thing in here is dead, isn't it? In the middle.
Which one?
The one that's just being whacked in the face with the.
No, it's still alive, just about. It's very low.
Oh, is it? Okay. So because I've got both hand weapons, I can use both of them in one turn without taking action, can't I? Yeah.
I think.
Okay. So my first thing, I'm going to walk along and slice this with my Elomatic saw. It has rend and slashing. I don't know if that.
So rend gets rid of armor, 1 armor on a 6.
Slashing doesn't
do anything, but if there's like a talent, it interplays with that.
Yeah. Okay, so I will use this saw. How do I do? Do I just click the roll next to the melee weapon?
Yeah, but what's your you need to know the difficulty. So what's your
Oh, my melee is average.
Okay, so if you're on a 4.
On a 4. With no melee bonus.
Okay, so
I've got one focus. Yeah, so four successes.
Mate, it's dead. It's absolutely. So how do you want to do it? Do you want to just kill it?
Oh yes, I fly in and slice that thing in the face. The sword rips it, digs into its skin and rips it apart. And then I have in my other hand my rivet gun, which I'm going to shoot. How do you ping?
You just say what zone it's in.
Hold down left click.
Yeah, you just hold down left click.
Oh, that
okay.
one,
Cool.
whatever that one is.
In
I'm
zone
going to
3.
shoot this one. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
And that's just. So that's got spread again, but nothing else is near it. So, I am good at accuracy.
3.
3 is. No range bonus, but I do have a focus. Focus isn't going to do anything, but it's 3 successes.
And 1 extra damage. Okay, 4. 4 damage on that one. So it hadn't taken damage previously. So it's on Yeah, I mean, so it takes a massive rivet to the head. For a moment, it's like embedded into the deck, and it kind of flaps its way out, taking off a kind of chunk of its flesh with it. It looks pretty angry. End of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so it's back to technically the first turn of these monsters.
Yep.
So
Thanks, Bubs.
yeah. So they're all gonna have to move into this one zone, which is probably not a great idea for them. But they're gonna move here. These guys are all gonna kind of fall onto the decks. And as this all happens, you notice in the distance, and there's kind of brief reprieve because you've kind of killed a bunch of them. You kind of glimpse the fleet's escort, the Stormcast Knights Veneti you saw earlier, a couple of them, but there's a few more in the sky as well. And they're in a distant aerial combat against a huge hulking creature with feathery wings, and a kind of great beak and a massive staff. The creature launches this beam of eldritch magic, and the Night Venator just detonates on death. And whilst this is going, you can see the kind of this clash of lightning in the sky, kind of illuminating it. Not good at all. And there's going to be, unfortunately, more of them. Oh, that wants to go. 4, 5, 6. And these, I'm not going to do any more of those. And these are also going to move in. Okay, so the Screamers of Tzeentch are going to attack. Hold on, I'm going to pardon it actually.
Oh.
This one's going to move from earlier, outraged by your attack earlier.
It's a lot of enemies.
The Screamers of Tzeentch are going to go first. So the two on the top right are going to attack Threstra. So what is your defense?
I think you're muted.
Huh?
Sorry, is that armor?
Yeah.
No,
My
it's
armor-
defense. It's the defense.
Whatever. Sorry,
On
I beg your pardon. Defense.
You've got melee, accuracy, and defense, which
With
is
all
either
three
poor,
boxes you
average,
looked at
good,
earlier.
great, superb, or extraordinary.
Poor.
4. Okay. All right. So these are 3s then. So they're basically gonna just attack you with this bite attack.
Who's bleeding now?
And the first one does
70 damage.
So you are going to take from those two a total of 8 damage, 8 toughness.
Okay.
Does she make wound?
What?
Does she make like
What?
saves? Or...
You have 1
Where are
armor, so actually, so it's 6 because one takes up both. 6. There's not a save mechanic, no. Sigmar is your shield,
She's gonna die.
so you take 6. Is that right? You got it?
Mhm.
Cool. The one to the south is going to attack.
The Welsh tree.
Okay. What's your armor? The defense, sorry.
My defense is average.
Okay. And by the way, because there's it is for the last ones, but because there are more of one of them in the same zone, their melee attack increases 1 step. Doesn't do it for each one, just 1 step. So they're good. And your average, you say, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you take and how much armor you got?
2.
So you take no damage. It's kind of one of them tries to nibble at your branches, but it just kind of harmlessly does nothing of it. 2 are going to attack Edric. What's
Bring it
your
on. Defense is average.
Okay. Okay, and it's 1 step up, so it's good. So it's a 3 and plus 3, so 1, 2, 3. 7 damage. Have you got any armor to mitigate it?
Yeah, I've got 1 armor.
So that's 5.
5 in total.
5 wounds. Yeah, 5.
I take 5 wounds, so okay.
Yep. You take 5 wounds.
Or about 5
Ow.
that you get rid of.
And now 1 on Calgar.
Don't you get rid of toughness first and then it's wounds?
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant that. Sorry.
Okay.
5 wounds immediately would be pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got 4 wounds, I can say.
You get like minor, major, and severe ones. Calgar, what's your
Average defense.
average defense? Okay, so you're going to take
It's 2
3.
armor.
So 1 if it's 2 armor. So you take 1. Some mixed rolls there. Okay, now the Sangors are going to shoot. They're going to do the one in zone 1 is going to attack Rumen, and it's going to. I'm going to try and do something. So it's an action combat action you can take where you can basically choose to aim at a certain part of someone.
Oh, cold
So he's-
attacks, right?
He's going to aim for the head.
Oh,
Shot is it?
That's the worst place for him to aim.
Doesn't that stun you or something?
Yeah, stuns to the end of the next turn. Defense
Right.
2 steps.
That's so mean.
So what's your defense?
My defense is average.
Average. Okay, so it's gone up 2 steps to great.
Which is that?
Sorry?
What do
Because
you mean?
I'm going for your head. Because I'm going for your head,
Oh.
you gain your armor goes up 2 stages basically.
Okay.
Um,
So now they got to do 5.
yeah, they will. I will. Hold on. And the accuracy increases by 1 step for me. So I'm great, and you're great. So it's a 4. How many attacks is it?
This is feeling very Warhammer-esque.
5d6.
In terms of the combat.
I imagine
Nice.
that's the goal, Mike.
A 6 hits twice, so you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage.
I have 3 arm. What does the armor do?
So in so you only take 2 damage.
Oh, so 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
No,
two
no,
toughness,
2
toughness.
2 toughness.
When your toughness runs out, then you take wounds.
Because you,
Oh.
sorry, I'm fun, please. Because you took damage, you are now stunned until the end of its next turn.
Great.
Basically, like if it's like in Halo, toughness is shield, wounds is HP.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you. Now I understand perfectly.
Okay, two of them are gonna shoot.
I
Sorry,
can't see toughness. Sorry, where's toughness in the
Next to
character?
underneath
Excellent.
metal, so it's
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I should have 8.
okay, Pelagos, what is your armor?
My armor,
Sorry, your defense. Sorry.
my defense is. Oh, hang on. I keep scrolling past everything. My defense is good.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to go for arm shots on you. We're just going to try all the rules. So basically, noticing your sword was rather useful, they're going to try and shoot it out of your grip. The 2 of them. And you said you were good.
Yes.
Excellent. So that was some bad rolls there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Okay, that's 5. How much armor have you got?
3.
So 2, but unfortunately, because you did take damage, you drop an item you're carrying, so it kind of pings your sword out of your hand.
Okay.
it's
Is that an action to pick it up again?
Yeah. You can always
and
use
a whole action.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna use the metal, bro.
An action is 6 seconds in this
You
game.
could-
Or a turn is 6 seconds in this game, though. If you want.
Well, divided
okay.
by.
The one in the third zone is going to shoot Calgar with a legs shot.
I'm gonna fall off the boat.
So
Get tossed off.
I've got average defense.
you've got average defense. It goes up 1 step. To good. And then I've got good. That was a really bad roll. So
Just a heads
fours,
up with
1, 2,
oh.
2. How much armor you got?
2 armor.
Oh, crikey! All right, so you mitigate it.
I'm flying in the air. You're fighting as if I got feet on the ground.
Did you
No.
Go on him.
did you treat the cold shot against me as great?
So sorry, you said you were,
I was good.
and it goes
but
up
I
one
was
step
looking.
because
Oh,
it's-
right, okay.
yeah.
Okay,
No, I was
I-
doing that fine because I get 1 for +1 accuracy, so I'm
Right,
also
okay.
great because I didn't do anything with it before. So it's fine. Okay, but George mitigates it, and I think that is the last of them, unless I'm missing something. So that's the end of all the mobs' turns. So next is Edric.
Oh,
Wait, hold on. Did I do the bites? Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Yeah, Edric.
Your chaos breeds confusion, Siege, but Sigmar brings clarity. I'm gonna cast. So, how does miracles work? So, can I cast more than one? Is it one a day, or
So I think it's just you can just do it, unless I don't think there's a restriction on it.
Okay.
I'll look into it.
I am going to cast Light of
You
Sigmar.
can do it again.
No, I'm going to cast Healing
Oh, right.
Spirit. The power of Sigmar washes over me and my allies and heals your injuries. Make a DN 5-1 Soul Devotion test. We'll just do that.
So we can all just conga line around it, right? That it's that kind of healing spirit, right?
Not quite.
Oh, God.
0 successes. But I do have a focus. Do I have a focus point?
Yeah,
Won't
but you don't
change
know
anything.
calls.
That's probably the worst
Oh,
roll I've ever seen.
That is a bad roll. Sigmar does not love me.
Man
Right.
does not like you at all.
Oh, man.
I'm going to use a metal.
How many metal have you got in total?
I've got 2 in total. I haven't
Okay,
used
you can
one.
do that. You can do that.
And I'm going to use a. Can I use another miracle?
Sure, go on. Let's let
All right,
until
I'm
I
gonna
am,
use-
otherwise go on, try it.
Fuck it, I'm going to use Light of Sigmar again. Light of Sigmar. So I need to do a devotion.
Some miracles cost a metal.
They do.
These
do, they
ones.
have a
It doesn't say what the cost is on the sheet.
Oh, it probably doesn't. Well, some of mine don't either.
Okay, that's fine.
I think it
Five
just
to one.
costs because your action is to use you can use a miracle. I think. As well.
Okay, so this is Light of Sigmar. So this is damage.
So
And I could bring this up with a focus point.
you can. So yeah. So you would.
So that would be 3 successes.
Yep,
so that's
3
3
successes.
damage to everyone in my zone, please.
Okay.
And we're getting fucking swamped here, so I'm gonna use my last metal.
Yeah.
Can I
'cause,
use 2 in a turn? Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm gonna use
Alright.
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna use. Go on.
How much?
No, this wasn't a healing one.
They
This, is
don't.
Oh,
damage.
They
yeah,
don't
fair.
cost
This one was damage, and then I'm gonna do a healing one now. The devotion. 5-1, and everyone in the zone gets 4 successes, 4 healing, 4 toughness.
Cool. It doesn't go over our max, right?
No, it just.
Okay.
I don't think so. It doesn't say it.
I'm back to full.
Right, and that's my
Woo.
turn.
Excellent. Okay, before we move on to the next turn, you suddenly notice another airship spiraling out of the clouds from above and colliding into the side of the Grungy's face, destroying much of the rigging and etheric devices that keep the ship aloft, before crashing through the port side of the ship, the left-hand side. So anyone on the left-hand side, I'm going to measure this from anywhere along the middle line to the left, above or below desk, must make a DN 4-1 body reflexes test. Can you do that for me?
So is that
That's
me?
everyone.
Because it looks like I'm right in the middle.
So I'm going to say yeah. So Pelagos, Edric, and Calgar, and then I'll do it for the mobs.
Did you say
Body
what?
reflex.
Body reflex.
4-1 body reflex, please.
Where's my reflexes body? Yeah, okay. 4.
It's 2 successes for me.
Okay. Hold on, screamers.
That's 1 success for me.
I just did it. Look at those rolls from me. That's.
Zero.
I'm flying, surely. It's all right. I'm hovering. I should say.
You did, guys. Okay, cool. So anyone who's failed it.
Nobody. Well, if it was 1 success we need, then no, nobody's failed it.
Okay, so 3 of these. So anyone who takes damage, loses 5 health.
But how do we know who takes damage?
Right, it's only if you fail.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't fail. You know, it's like falling debris and secondary kind of detonations and all that kind of stuff.
Sigma protects.
And as that happens, the Grungy's face lists to the side and begins to kind of. It looks like it's not in a good way. It's kind of at an angle you're fighting.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted this. Shit.
I love this monologue. It's like Rorschach's. Thyristra, your turn. You notice you're listing and you're maybe holding on to some of the word, but these screamers with kind of death in their eyes are still going for you. They don't care.
Okay. I'm just gonna have a little looky.
We should finish bang on 10 o'clock, by the way. I'm hoping.
I would like them to make short range, so I assume that means just in the zone. Is that right?
Yep, short range is within the zone.
Okay, in that case, on the one that looks is in front of me to the left,
Yep.
I'm going to cast Warm the Blood from Blood Bindings.
I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah, it's very blood themed. And I stir the blood of the target, inspiring desire within them. Ooh. The target must succeed on an opposed soul determination test or be charmed.
Soul determination test will be charmed.
You're charming a chaos demon.
Yeah.
Heresy!
I mean, I've only got 1 dice. I'm probably going to fail this.
What do I do with the DN?
What's the difficulty?
Doesn't say.
Oh my god, it's this song!
Done.
I mean, like, I'll be honest, it's going to be pretty hard because, these are chaos creatures, right? I mean, he didn't roll very well, to be fair, so he's probably, he's going to be charmed. He rolled a 1, so he's charmed.
What do I do for the DN?
So, well, I think that maybe that's for me to choose.
Oh, okay, what should I do?
Let's look at that next time. All right, if we do. So it's a failed. So this creature is charmed now. What does that mean?
I want to roll.
Oh, you want to roll? Do you need to roll? Is that for you to do? Is it an opposed?
As opposed, yeah.
Oh, that's what the DN is.
So I need
oh,
the
don't
DN.
roll that. Fine. So, well, don't just roll it and see what comes out.
I can't roll it without putting something in.
Put 2. Yeah, so you beat me by 3. So the creature is charmed, so it cannot attack the source of the charm or target with abilities or spells. The charm has advantage in social interactions with the charmed target and target's disadvantage. So you can do it in public, so that's quite cool. So it's charmed, so it won't attack you.
Cool.
Is that just Thrista or all
Just
of us?
Thrista. No, it can attack anyone else.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No.
Oh well.
That's right, we're learning. Turn done?
Yeah, that's one action. Is that all I can do?
So you could, well, if that cost a metal,
It does not cost the metal. It's just
then you
one.
can do another one. You can do another miracle, I guess. Yeah, if you want to, or run away or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll do the same thing on the other one.
Okay. Right, roll again. There's no way I can I can literally only get 1 success. So yeah, it's also charmed.
Woohoo! That's my turn.
Okay, cool. Runin can't do anything. You're basically you've got an arrow that's like magically holding you to the deck, but it's actually quite handy because it's actually holding you to the deck as it kind of lists quite significantly. Do you feel or say anything, or do you want to just move on? Alex?
Sorry, I was muted.
Just role playing being stunned.
You're not playing being stunned.
Yeah, I'm stunned. I can't respond.
Sorry, mate. I realise it was a bit mean in hindsight.
So what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, you can't. Can you? You stunned bitch.
This is all my plan. I just want to do this whole thing just to ruin your fun.
Just specifically Alex.
Next
Can you
time
stunlock people?
you did like. I mean, I guess I could.
Keep
Yeah,
headbutting.
I could.
Just keep
I
stunlocking.
could just get all of them to fly high and just constantly spam stun arrows at Alex. I'm not gonna do that.
I am going to do another Hail of Doom.
Yep.
Hail of
So-
Doom.
My body ballistic skill versus their body reflexes.
Okay, body reflex is 2.
It's DN4.
4d6. I'm just gonna do it for the group. Oh, I just did it out loud. What was the DN?
DN is 4.
Okay, I get 1
and I
pass.
got 2 successes with the focus
So you
point.
win by 1
Okay, so
on the screamers, which is the only ones in the unit. So it's fine.
okay, and then I believe
So they will take 1 damage. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, I don't think I actually get the +1 from my actual bow, do I? Is it just the difference?
I think it's different for a talent, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay,
So they all
yeah,
take
just
1 damage.
Just 1 damage.
Okay, they're all looking incredibly hurt.
Okay, and then I'm gonna spend a metal and do it again.
Yeah, got him.
Machine gun.
Shotgun Kelly.
Okay, we did a
Okay,
bit better.
that's 3 successes.
What's your DN?
4.
Okay, I got 3 successes as well.
Okay, so another 1.
1 damage.
Yep.
Okay, with that, they all get, some of them eviscerated into the deck, literally pinned, arrows going through their brains. Others, they kind of get dislodged and fall away into the kind of the mist below. But they all die. And even the charmed ones who are now sad, they're like, "Mum," as they get killed. Mommy! Looking at Thuristra asking for help. Okay, so they're all gone. That's next turn. Pelagos? Do you wanna do
I'm going to pick up my sword, and then I'm going to have to spend a medal to charge.
Okay.
Is there any of them that look particularly hurt, or are they all looking fine?
They're all looking fine.
All right. Seeing how was it the guy at the top who stunned our dude?
Yeah.
I'm going to charge him.
Yep.
So a charge, I believe, means his. Okay, plus 1d6 for the attack. Defense is reduced 1 step until my next turn.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just 1. What's the DN? My thing is good.
So he is, and he goes down by 1, right? Is that right? You got by 1.
It says I get plus 1d6 for the attack, and defense
average.
is reduced when. Pardon?
Average.
Okay. So,
Sorry, guys.
If you're
I'm
1
not
above,
sure.
then it's 3s.
okay. So it's 3. So it's a DN 3.
Okay.
Submit. I'll have to roll another d6, I think.
Okay.
Or do I add 1 into the melee bonus?
Either or. I mean,
I'll see what happens when I do this.
Yeah, I did roll another one.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, I think.
Oof. Ow. So it takes a big hit. So it uses more toughness. It's looking hurt. It's looking hurt.
Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, yeah.
Okay. Right. You had a whole other session, George. So I'm gonna forfeit you this round. I'm sorry. Just to
Oh, I
say
know what happens.
Yeah.
But I will hold on to something.
Yeah. I mean, so it continues to list, and you begin to feel the heat from the kindling forest below you, and
Don't look.
yeah. If anyone has natural awareness of 2 or higher, I think one of you does.
No.
I do.
Certain one of you does.
I have 2.
Okay, so a few of you notice the lead ship, the Grund, also heading down towards the outskirts of the forest below, the trail of black smoke in its wake. It seems to be mostly in one piece, and the demons seem to be kind of leaving it alone as it kind of goes down. And with that, suddenly the engine cuts out, and it starts turning even more on the deck. You're trying to find holdings to hold things. Your little owl, Richard, is really kind of clambering onto the branches as you kind of go vertical along the deck. And with that, the ship goes down and 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 down until it suddenly crashes into the forest. And with that, I'm going to skip that test. You all fall into varying degrees of subconsciousness.
Am I still stunned?
Yeah. You are
Always.
You're just permanently brain dead now.
And there's just one more thing to say. So as you all fall into various degrees of unconsciousness, all of you, other than Pelagos, have a strange dream. You awake in the midst of a large battle in what looks like a huge pit. Once you feel conscious, none of you seem to have control of yourself, and your bodies seem to be acting on automatic fighting and defending blows. As you manage to look up from the pit while your body is fighting, you're struck by a miasma of reds, blues, greens, pinks in the skies. It's as if the sky is alive, much more so than anything you've ever seen, any of you. Adjusting to the light, you noticed you're in what looks like a pit with strange buildings overhanging in various stages of destruction. Perhaps you're in a city? The buildings are of a style none of you, or you've never seen before. And sewer pipes seem to be kind of pumping acrid stench into the pit where you're all fighting. And around you, you notice figures in strange armor of all forms of regalia, some in different shades of blues, reds, yellows, are in the pit fighting with you against what look like kind of creatures of chaos, but a bit weird. Although there are many bodies in the pit, you all feel yourself being drawn to a hole in the pit wall that looks like it heads lower and lower below what you think is a city. You don't quite understand why, but you feel an incredible sense of urgency to move on towards that hole. And with every step, you kind of, through the fight and the melee, move closer and closer to that hole. It brings you further and further from the dream until everything goes black and you awake to the sounds of flame and screams of pain. And that's where we're going to end it.
Cool, awesome.
Mm.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, thanks for running, Matt.
Yeah,
Thanks for running.
Thank you very much for the game.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Quite like Richard's little friend, I had quite the hoot.
Indeed, Hootie.
That's no way to speak about Joanne.
Yeah. Cool. Right, we can end the stream if you want.
Right, yeah. See you next week when we'll be probably returning to the gauntlet.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'll be
We'll
Nookie.
book in
Yeah.
Matt's second part for this at some point soon.
Until then, see you next time,
Sig Nuggets.
Sig Nuggets.